At the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Welcome you to Gov Fuller Field for their Western Division matchup between the Falmouth Commodores and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. We welcome you inside under our canopy. Nico Sharp alongside Jacob Irons and Josh Schreiber. Big Western matchup today. Harbor Hawks currently sitting in 3rd in the Western Division. Falmouth Commodores currently sit in the 5th spot.
Yeah, it should be a big game for Hyannis. It's a big game the rest of the way in a standings perspective as of right now. For Hyannis, they now stand tied with Cotuit for the 2nd place in the division. They have run differential pushing them ahead. But if you can get wins against Western Division teams like Falmouth that you're able to jump up and keep pace with Cotuit, that's huge. That's what makes this game so big tonight, to try and lengthen that gap heading into the All-Star break. And then once you're after the All-Star break, it's a mad dash to the playoffs. It's 4 games in around 5 days from the playoff, from the All-Star game to the playoffs. So if you can create that separation now with a big game against Falmouth, that would be huge.
Yeah, and we know that by the time this game ends, Wareham and Cotuit will both have been over. Cotuit leading right now, Wareham trailing YD right now. So there is a chance that we finish today and the Harbor Hawks are tied for 1st in the Western Division. So a lot of reason to be excited about this game here tonight.
Yeah, should be a pretty big matchup, and something that the Harbor Hawks haven't been unfamiliar to, weather. Yeah. Weather comes into a factor here. You have a thunderstorm looking to roll in around 9:30 tonight. It's currently 6:55, but could change in how you coach and manage this ball game. What have you guys seen in the starters that allow you, that make you feel confident going through the first 5 innings?
For Hyannis, it's already a scratch of a starter here in that situation, because it was supposed to be Andre Scalon tonight. Andre Scalon was supposed to get the start. It's Grant Stevens after Galan heard his name called yesterday to the Tampa Bay Rays. So Grant Stevens steps in, the Oklahoma Sooner, has a bunch of starting experience, started the spring season out at the Tuesday starter, moved in to that Sunday role in their starting rotation for the back end of the year. So Grant Stevens has a lot of starting experience. Look for him to try and go 3 innings tonight.
And, yeah, for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks lineup, you want to strike first and strike early. You do not know when this game will be called, if it's going to be a complete game or not. So it is important to have the lead at the 5-inning mark because, I mean, there is a very good chance this game gets called off around 9 o'clock. We've got a little bit of a storm moving in right now. I know, knock on wood, hopefully we just get a full game played, but you never know. And with the Cape weather, anything can happen.
Harbor Hawks were able to win their last game against the Brewster Whitecaps. Was a very close one in a big matchup again. We're talking about getting towards this back half of the game, about 15 games left this summer. were able to pull off the victory. What did you guys see in that victory that you think allowed them to jump the Brewster Whitecaps?
Yeah, I mean, overall, they just put together better at-bats than Brewster did throughout the 9 innings. Brewster had some really nice at-bats, especially in the beginning of the game, really hit the ball well, but you're only going to hit so many home runs in a game, and Hyannis was able to adjust. Their pitching did a nice job of keeping the ball in the yard the last few innings of the game, and Hyannis just let the struggling Brewster Whitecaps pitching feel the pressure, working walks, working long counts, even when they didn't end up with positive outcomes. You have to give them credit for the amount of pitches they forced them to throw and put them in uncomfortable situations that ultimately helped them win that game.
And for the Falmouth Commodores, they are coming off a 14-6 loss. They were very much in the game all the way until the 8th inning. Then it was 6 runs in the 8th that allowed them to see their ultimately a game that they thought they could go out and win slip away from them right here at Gunfuller Field. They're coming off a stinging loss, and they are losers of 3 straight, while Hyannis winners of 2 straight. Very different stories as of late.
It's going to be a big game. A lot of things coming in factor. And the one who'll be managing this will be Mitch Carricker, and Jacob Irons had a chance to talk to Mitch Carricker right before this game.
Welcome you here field side at Gunfuller Field, standing by with our manager, Mitch Carricker. Mitch, once again, another big win for the Harbor Hawks. Yesterday, what did you see from your team?
Yeah, real good game. I thought, it was a little bit up and down. We gave up some big homers early that kind of stunned us, I think. We haven't done that in a while, and so it was good to see our guys battle back, put some good at-bats together, and overall I thought it was a good win for the Hawks.
Big win for you guys. Now you come in to Gunfuller Field. Last time you were here, it was a loss to Falmouth. What do you need to see from your team to get on the winning ways here in Falmouth?
Yeah, I think the last time we were here offensively, we really couldn't get anything going. I thought they pitched really well. They played good defense, and we just couldn't get past that. So tonight, I think, again, quality at bats that we had last night needs to carry over into today. Our pitching needs to come out throwing strikes, and if we can do those 2 things, I think we'll get off to a good start.
Talk about throwing strikes. Fresh arm goes for you tonight, Grant Stevens, the Oklahoma Sooner. What'd you see in him that allows him to go out there and earn the start?
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him since he's been here. He just got here a few days ago, and this is actually kind of a flip with Galan going in the draft yesterday. We had a kind of that scramble, and Grant's a veteran guy. He knows what he's doing. I like that he's left-handed. He's been around the block before. So from what I've seen on video and what Tanner told me and Ray told me in his bullpen, we're really confident in what he's going to do tonight.
A little bit of a weird matchup for both pitchers. For Falmouth, they're running a guy that hasn't thrown yet on the Cape as well. How do you attack a fresh arm from an offensive perspective?
Yeah, I think just be smart. Always there's a little bit of nerves, right, in your first start, especially on the Cape. And so understand he may be a little bit amped up, and that might lead to some pitches that are not characteristic of what we're seeing, on our scouting report. And so, again, it's going to be about having a plan going into the box, making sure we're swinging at our pitches early, and then being tough outs with 2 strikes. Again, if we can do that and Grant can settle in early, I think we're going to be okay.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sideline reporter Josie Broyles here with Nick Groves after a Harbor Hawk win yesterday. It's Nick's last game today. You played great yesterday. What are you really feeling going into today, especially knowing it's your last time?
Just trying to have fun, just take it all in. Just playing hard and hopefully end on a high note with a win.
And summer ball is a really fun time. Players all over the country rave about it. What does this organization, this community really mean to you? What have you learned? What are your high takeaways that you've just really taken out of this experience?
Honestly, a lot of things, not only just baseball, obviously with the baseball, everyone being, the best competition, you learn a ton doing that. And my host family as well, they were super, good to me and treated me like they were my own. So yeah, I'll forever, remember the moments. Hopefully I can come back next summer and keep learning and keep having fun playing baseball, so.
Yeah, and you've had a couple milestone moments too when you've been here. You committed to another school. You've just had a really great couple of hits, great couple of plays. Talk about a little bit about your relationship with the other players a little bit. How have they been as a support system, as just friends to lean on to, teammates?
You get close to them really quickly, right, because you kind of live the same lifestyle. And like I said before, you learn a lot from different guys. Just like you said, they're all over the country, right? So it's super awesome, and I think that way you develop as a person and as a baseball player as well. So, and I'll never take that for granted.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome you back to Gov Fuller Field as this matchup will begin. As had a nice first pitch there from Smokey the Bear. Has a nice little fur coat over his bearings, but it's going to be a great matchup here. And on the mound for the Falmouth Commodores, it's going to be Mac Hoyer.
Yeah, Mac Hoyer out of Texas Tech was a freshman this past season. Really fastball-centric. Throws a two-seam fastball that has a lot of arm side run. Sits in the mid-90s, but so far in the Cape season has been more 91 to 93, so we'll see what fastball we get from him today. And then throws a hard slider as well that has a lot of, doesn't have a lot of break to it, but a lot of velocity. It's going to get some guys out, and then will occasionally throw a changeup, but primarily fastball slider. His big thing is he's going to throw a lot of pitches down the middle. Does not have the best command, has elite stuff, but we'll see if Hyannis is able to attack him early in counts and get him out of this ball game.
Yeah, for Mac Hoyer, he comes into a spot where he faces a lineup that's very patient. If he has those command issues, he goes up against a very tough Hyannis Harbor Hawk lineup.
Talked about it right there, and he's going to face one of the toughest in the Cape Cod Baseball League in Kane Kepley in the leadoff position. Kepley leading the Cape Cod Baseball League in walks. Then behind him is Eric Snow, Michael Detallo, Mason White in the cleanup spot, the power-hitting shortstop that has really put a name in the scouts' ears. Anthony Silva, the birthday boy, comes in at the 5-hole, his big 21st tonight, celebrating with his family and friends in attendance here at Gov Fuller Field. Cannon Peebles in the designated hitter role. The former Katuitt Kettleer. Nick Groves in at the 7-hole. Carson Bowles, the Lincoln Memorial, soon to be Arkansas Razorback, steps in at the 8th spot. The D2 product taking his talents to Division I level. And then it's Jackson West, the catcher for the Harbor Hawks, rounding out this evening's lineup.
It's going to be a big matchup here for the Harbor Hawks, able to produce and show off the power in last game against the Brewster Whitecaps. We'll see if they can do it against the Red Raider and Mac Hoyer.
And this is a Commodores team that is dead last in the Cape League in ERA, so the offense, the opportunity is going to be there today for Hyannis if they're able to jump on Hoyer early. It'll put pressure on the bullpen to get some big outs as the game goes along, and Falmouth not a team that's really built to play from behind.
And Mac Hoyer's a guy, this will be his first start this summer for the Falmouth Commodores, but in the spring, threw a lot of innings for the Red Raiders over at Texas Tech. 47 innings pitched, 12 appearances, 10 starts, 4-5 record, 5.94 ERA. And leading off for the Harbor Hawks will be number 11, Kane Kepley. Kane Kepley, as we talked about, walks leader, not only for the Harbor Hawks, but in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League with 29. First pitch to him, fastball catches the outside corner for strike one, and we're underway.
And for Kane Kepley, while he's shown that he's willing to wait for his pitch, also changing his approach, attacking first pitches a lot yesterday.
Fastball down the zone, misses low and away.
And so when you couple that with the changing of his approach and how he goes attacking pitches, makes that scouting report a little bit tougher for pitchers to try and hone in on for the leadoff man, newly minted Tar Heel.
Slider down the zone. Kane Kepley cannot check his swing. Count is 1-2, and yeah, new Tar Heel, and the way he has been performing, that is no surprise, as he has been one of the most impactful hitters in this Harbor Hawk lineup. 1-2 him, fastball fouled straight back into the netting.
And he talked about it with us pregame, understanding that UNC felt like the right fit. Grew up in Salisbury, North Carolina, a stone's throw away from Chapel Hill, been to the campus a billion times, felt like it was home for him, and having the opportunity to go play there was huge for his collegiate career as well as his hopeful potential professional career.
1-2 slider fouled off the hands of Kane Kepley. We'll do it again at 1-2.
And Kepley going to be a nightmare for ACC pitchers. Feel like this summer that he's really been able to solidify and get some really valuable experience preparing for the ACC.
Mac Hoyer from the windup, hard line drive, working into center field. Gavin Turley sits under it for out number 1.
A routine foul fly ball that is able to get out to send Turley back to the wall. And he met Turley. It's LaSalle and Jones to his left and right. Carey, Willits, Bell, Gaffney left to right in the infield. Mudler behind the plate, the battery mate of Ewer.
First pitch to Eric Snow, hit down the right field line. It's going to be Jason Jones working to it. Roaming down the line, and he makes the play. And the first 2 to go down for the Harbor Hawks.
And Snow didn't really give me a chance to say it, but I do feel like this is a great matchup for Eric Snow. He hit that ball pretty well. 314 down the right field line, brought Jason Jones back towards the wall. But I think his second at bat, if he gets one against Hoyer, we could see some fireworks.
And the first pitch to Michael DeTalo. First pitch swing, another high fly ball to Jones over there in right field. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Falmouth Commodores. Harbor Hawks go down in order. We'll see you in the bottom of the first.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
Back here at Go Fuller Field for the bottom of the first, as the Harbor Hawks say, Ashante to the left-hander Grant Stevens.
Yeah, Grant Stevens has been really impressive in his collegiate season so far. The left-hander, just 5'9", but a real bulldog out there on the mound, and he's going to have a lot of fun today facing some of his college teammates, starting off with Jackson Willits for Falmouth. But Stevens throws a fastball and then 2 different breaking balls. One is a slider, more of a sharp slider, and the other more of a slurve. Not a 12-6 curveball, more of a slurve, so he's going to feature those 2 pitches. We talked to Mikey Lucario. He wants to work on a pitch that runs a little bit more to just improve that arsenal, so we'll see if he features anything else here tonight.
Yeah, he wants something to go the other direction. He's a guy who everything's going to move to his right. He has that slider and that slurve, but wants to get in that action and work the other way, and he's going to go against a Falmouth Commodore lineup that has its up and downs, but they have shown a lot of life.
Yeah, it's Jackson Willits, Dylan Carey, Gavin Turley, Trent Caraway, Jason Jones, Luke Gaffney, Donovan LaSalle, Scott Mudler, and Jack Bell rounding out the lineup.
It's going to be the leadoff Jackson Willits up. It's going to be an Oklahoma Sooner matchup on the mound. Jackson Willits is a freshman at the University of Oklahoma.
Here, these are big matchups, especially for fall ball when you come back and have those combos.
It's going to be a changeup down the zone. Willits sends it down to the right field. Nick Groves working under it. Working towards right center, makes the play.
And that ball was hit well, kind of just kept carrying. Definitely a sigh of relief for Grant Stevens, who, you know, if there's anybody in this lineup who he would not want to give up a home run to, it's his teammate Jackson Willits.
Yeah, you might hear about that one a little bit longer than the rest.
Oh, yeah, probably. That's a lifetime thing.
Grant Stevens' first pitch to the right-hander Dylan Carey. First pitch down the zone for a ball. Change-up missed low and away. And it's going to be Grant Stevens getting his first point against Jackson Willits against the Sooner. Second pitch to Dylan Carey. Sent high fly ball. Kane Kepley ranging in, making the call on the high fly ball, and Kane Kepley was able to get under it for out number 2.
A big league pop-up that time into the outfield. Shallow, though, for Kane Kepley. Talking to Mikey, he said Grant Stevens was a big-time fly ball pitcher in college. So he was interested to see how he would play facing the wood bats in the Cape League. And so far, it's been 2 outs, 2 fly balls.
And that'll bring up maybe Josh Analytics' favorite player, Gavin Turley, the sophomore from Oregon State.
See if he tosses. I think I spent an hour today just going through his at-bats. Nico knows. He was there.
The 0-1 to Turley. Fastball missing outside, and I can confirm. Josh Starr really did sit in front of the computer and watched every swing and miss.
Every single swing and miss he had the past 2 years. Tried to find every time he threw the bat.
Every time he threw the bat, and
the results.
Lefty versus righty matchup. There's that slow slurve. Turley comes up swinging. Count is 1-2.
Turley a little bit of a slower summer than he had last year. Just hitting .216 right now, but is getting on base at a good rate, .408.
Gavin Turley uses his hands, hard line drive to center field. Kane Kepley ranging in, just falling in front of the left-hander Kepley. Kepley barehands it, and we have our first hit of the game.
Here at Gov Fuller Field, the outfield is spacious. There's a lot of room to cover. Though it's not anything deeper, it just feels bigger here at Gov Fuller Field, especially the gaps feel a little bit larger with the infield grass playing a shallow perspective of it. So that one dropping before Kepley, and it's a lot of outfield grass that the outfielders are going to have to be prepared for.
And we're going to go Oregon State to Oregon State. Trent Caraway stands in the right-hander batter's box.
Caraway only played in 18 games in the spring. An outstanding MLB prospect, though.
Change up, pulling the string on Trent Caraway, and Grant Stevens coolly up ahead in the count 0-2. 2 outs here. Trent Caraway currently hitting .265 this summer. 3 home runs in 14 games played. Stevens sets, delivers, slow slurve, fouled down the third base line.
What you gotta love about Grant Stevens here, 11 pitches, 9 strikes. He is hammering the zone. We talked about on the parking lot preview this afternoon how Grant Stevens was gonna hammer in the zone. And how was he gonna fare against these batters who are starting to get into their midseason approach?
Lefty, slide step. Change up, low and away to the righties. 1-2.
Trent Caraway has really picked things up as of late. Last 7 games hitting .313, an .876 OPS, a home run, and 2 RBIs.
Grant Stevens says high leg kick, fastball right in on the hands for strike 3. And he gets his first strikeout for the Harbor Hawks this summer. So still zeros on the board as we enter the top of the second.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Pitching staff for both teams winning the first inning. It'll be Mason White, Anthony Silva, Cannon Peebles due up for the Harbor Hawks this half inning.
This is the meat of the Harbor Hawks lineup, and especially has a lot of power. Mason White, Anthony Silva, and Cannon Peebles, all of them have that long ball capability that we saw on display yesterday for the Harbor Hawks. Really, what can they have happen here?
Mac Hoyer only threw 8 pitches that first inning. It was Eric Snow and Tatalo attacking the first pitch. Kane Kepley worked a 6-pitch at bat, and those back-to-back first pitch outs. So Mac Hoyer seems to be locked in so far, and we saw it right back with Grant Stevens for the Harbor Hawks. Mason White, the left hand's going to lead off this inning. First pitch, fastball up in the zone, 1-0.
You get the feeling that Mason White could really use a big day. 1 for his last 12. And you know he's capable of doing a lot of damage. Why not today?
The 1-0 from Hoyer, foul ball straight over us. Evens the count to 1-1.
Talking to him pregame, had the opportunity with the day off yesterday to sell 50-50 tickets, and came up to the broadcast booth in Tim Alstrom Broadcast Center. It's like, these are pretty nice dicks up here. You guys got it good.
Breaking ball down in the dirt to Mason White. Big swing. Comes up empty, counts 1-2.
He's right. We got a great setup up there.
He was loving the skybox. He was like, maybe I should leave the dugout and go to the skybox a little bit.
I wonder if he was wondering why you two were.
Fastball right in on the hands to Mason White. Sends him down looking. That's 4 up, 4 down for Mac Hoyer.
I wonder if he was wondering why you guys were in a separate area, and then I was just on the other side of the booth.
Maybe he thought you were in timeout.
Honestly, not unlikely.
Yeah, wouldn't be too surprised. Josh Schreiber had to move you to the other side of our cameraman, Charlie Adams, yesterday. And first pitch to the birthday boy, Anthony Silva down the zone.
Big 2-1, spending it on Cape Cod. Family is in attendance. His dad, sister, mom, all here.
Want to know Anthony Silva. Pitch down the zone. Once again, he's up in the count 2-0.
And you look at yesterday for Anthony Silva continuing to figure it out. 1 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI yesterday. These last 5 games have proven to the world Anthony Silva is here and he can contribute in the box.
94 mile per hour fastball, high and tight to Anthony Silva. Currently sitting at 3-0.
You look at the numbers for him on the year or on the summer, still not in the spot he'd like them to be, but the last 7 days, which would be 4 games, 273 with a 1.112 OPS. His slugging percentage, 727. That is absolutely incredible. So he has been raking recently and putting together some really nice at-bats.
Counts 3-1 here. Righty-righty matchup in Mac Hoyer to Anthony Silva, third baseman. Ground ball hit hard to Dylan Carey. He ranges over, throws over to Luke Gaffney for out number 2.
Ball hit fairly well on the ground, 86 off the bat, just kind of rolling over that two-seam fastball in on his hands.
That's going to bring up the designated hitter from Tennessee, Cannon Peebles. Still haven't seen him behind the plate just yet, but got to talk to Jackson West, and this guy is a mastermind behind the plate. First pitch to him, breaking ball down the zone. 1-0.
And for Peebles here in the designated hitter role, started the summer with Katuitt, got released, and Hyannis was able to pick him up. Has a lot to prove, he believes, in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
And there it is, hard line drive over the shortstop Willet's head, falls right in front of LaSalle. Cannon Peebles gets a 2-out base hit.
And for Cannon Peebles, it's because he puts in the work that he's able to get a nice fister down to drop in front of LaSalle to the left side of the field. He was at the field today at noon, putting in some extra work, both defensively and offensively, getting some tee work and working on the jug machine as well to catch some balls and work on the framing of pitches.
Someone who's always putting in extra effort, Nick Groves, at the plate in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch to him, fastball right inside on the hands at 93 miles per hour for a strike.
For Nick Groves, last game for the foreseeable future for Groves as he has to go pack up, get all his stuff, and get ready to enroll at Illinois, where he's continuing his collegiate journey.
Slider down and away. Nick Groves evens the count to 1-1.
It's not going to be easy for the Harbor Hawks to make up what they're losing when he goes down to Champaign, Illinois. He has been, I mean, we were talking before the game, arguably a top 2 most valuable player on the offensive side.
Fastball foul tipped into the glove of Mudler. 1-2.
And it's just been his at-bats. He's been so impressive, getting on base constantly. 917 OBP in his last 3 games. Obviously a small sample size, but
1-2 to him, fastball up and away.
And for yesterday, didn't have an at-bat. Worked 3 walks and a hit by pitch. Came around to score once. How do you not love an individual that finds their way on base? You know, I was talking with him pregame and understanding you don't need to move the bat sometimes. Bat can stay right to the shoulder.
A 2-2, broken bat up the middle. Ranging to his Willits, throwing over to first base. And just in time gets the speedy Groves flying down the first base line. Harbor Hawks leave a runner stranded. Still zeros as we enter the bottom of the second. All zeros as we enter the bottom of the second. Nico Sharp, Jacob Irons, Josh Schreiber. Matt Coates, Josie Burrow is going to join us shortly, and going to have a director from Wisconsin come and talk to us here in a little bit about a future event happening on Friday for the Harbor Hawks.
People actually live in Wisconsin?
Don't Jesus. Yes. Yes, Josh. There is. The land of cheese does inhabit people. Yes.
I'm
Shocking.
just messing with her. She's right next to me, so.
Yeah, 9 innings of winnings on Friday. Should be a lot of fun. We'll be talking to her here soon.
Big matchup here. Grant Stevens, so far, first time pitching for the Harbor Hawks this summer. 4 up, 3 down, 1, 2, 3, 4 inning, as Jacob Irons loves to say, and that'll bring up Jason Jones to start off the inning for the Commodores.
And there's nothing wrong with a 1, 2, 3, 4 inning. It is perfect. It allowed Gavin Turley to get on and extend in here, as now you have Jones, Gaffney, and Sal trying to take on Stevens. But Stevens exuding confidence on the mound.
First pitch, change up and away to the right-hander Jason Jones. That's what Mikey Lucario was saying before the game. He was saying that Grant Stevens is a guy who pitches with attitude. He's a big attitude guy. He's got a lot of presence on the mound. Curveball flipped over for a strike.
Jason Jones, a ton of power to right center field.
Big swing there, fouls it straight back into the padding. 1-2.
You wonder if this matchup could be a really nice one for him, for a guy in Grant Stevens who, Not a ton of velocity. You get a ball on the outside part of the plate, he can really drive it. So if I'm Grant Stevens, I'm probably going to stay in on the hands of Jason Jones.
1-2 changeup, low and away, just misses out. 2-2 to the Arkansas Razorback. Jason Jones, .321 this year. Breaking ball fouled down the third base line.
And his future conference rival with Oklahoma, making the jump to the SEC along with Texas, leaving the Big 12, joining the Southeastern Conference.
SEC matchup, Southpaw versus the right-hander Jones. Breaking ball staying up in the zone, able to get a piece of it. We'll do it again at 2-2.
Got a ball boy battle there, and Hyannis coming out on top. Stare down as well.
2-2 out of the windup from Stevens. Fastball up in the zone. All full at 3-2.
And for Falmouth Commodores, coming in 187, the worst in a 3-2 count.
That breaking ball up in the zone. Anthony Silva diving play to his glove side, trying to get up and make the throw, just loses the ball. After fully extending into the 6 on his glove side, Anthony Silva could not come up and make the throw. Jason Jones finds his way on base.
Almost a dazzler. Anthony Silva, that ball was hit 89 miles an hour. I don't know how he even got to that full extension and somehow managed to stab it. Just couldn't get the ball out of his glove. That'll be an infield single for Jason Jones.
Another right-hander will step up to the box for the Commodores, Luke Gaffney, number 16. Leg kick from Stevens. Change up down the zone, 1-0. Commodores going to be wearing the all-whites, white jerseys, white pants. Harbor Hawks wearing their classic road uniforms, blue jerseys. Orange lettering going across the chest with the gray pants. And the 1-0. Fastball down the zone. Gaffney up in the count 2-0.
For Stevens, after making quick work of the first two batters, only pitched 5 pitches to the first 3. It really has been a different story right now for Grant Stevens in this top of the 7th. A little bit more of a labor.
2-0 is going to be a fastball in on the hands, just missing inside. Luke Gaffney working a 3-0 count.
For Stevens, doesn't walk all that often. Only walked 12 people back in the spring.
Fastball middle. Gets the called strike, 3-1.
It really does fit the mold of pitcher that the Hawks look for. Not a lot of walks.
3-1 high leg kick. Ball down the zone, hit to Mason White. Mason White flips over to Snow. Snow throws it over to Talo, and the pitcher's best friend. Going to be a double play for the Harbor Hawks.
The parking lot preview today, I called 2 double plays for Hyannis. Already have one here early. And right there, it's a routine double play, way up to Snow, and gets it over to Datalo. A big double play there. Their 20th of the summer.
It's a very niche prediction. I like it.
We went all in on the analytics. Last time, I was speaking from the heart. This time on the parking lot preview, I went with what the numbers would tell me. The numbers showed double play.
First pitch, Donovan LaSalle hit right over the third base bag, just to the left, going foul.
Now, what numbers were those?
So it's Hyannis best in fielding percentage at .978, and then for Falmouth at home have a ground ball rate of about 1. So you average around a ground ball once every inning or so. So I took my chances there, and those were the 2 numbers I looked at.
I like that.
0-1 breaking ball down in the zone, 1-1 count.
Very impressed.
And so far, so good here early. Only the bottom of the second. Already got 1, only 1 to go. We'll see what that looks like. And the 1-1 is going to be a fastball missing inside. And is that Harbor Hawks double plays, or is that double plays in this ball game?
Double plays for Hyannis.
Okay. Okay, well, there you go so far.
Yeah, and I didn't specify that it had to be a ground ball double play, so catch maybe tag someone out. Like, we've
good. Seen some craziness, that's for sure.
Exactly. So double plays are all covered here.
Strike them out, throw them out?
Yeah, we could do that. That's a double play.
The 2-1 fastball called strike as Donovan LaSalle tried to get the time call, stepped out of the box, and Grant Stevens, seeing that home plate umpire Rick Force didn't grant him time, just fed a fastball down the middle and got the called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Breaking ball down the zone. Jackson West able to come up with it, gets another strikeout. And so far, it's all donuts here as we enter the top of the third.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Back here for the top of the third, and it's going to be a new arm for the Falmouth Commodores. They're going to go new arm to new arm. This will be Justin Lessing's first outing for the Commodores.
Yeah, and Justin Lessing out of Middlebury College was absolutely outstanding this past season. A 1.99 ERA and 58 2/3 innings pitched. His whip hovering just barely above 1.057, and he is going to face the bottom of the lineup and Carson Bowles, who will have his first at-bat as a Harbor Hawk.
Yeah, had a great year at the Division II level for Lincoln Memorial, taking that talents to Arkansas, and was third in the NCAA Division II level in batting average, as well as in doubles with 24. 24 doubles. It's a crazy number, and no matter what level you're able to produce that at, it speaks volumes.
And absolutely, for going from a D2 to one of the best teams in the country in the Arkansas Razorbacks. So one pretty cool story for number 8, Carson Boyles. Right-handed batter in the box. First time for the Harbor Hawks making his plate appearance. Goes against the right-hander Justin Lessing. The first pitch for both these players, breaking ball down the dirt, 1-0. For Bowles, you saw him this past spring. Start talking about the numbers. Jacob Irons, 475 batting average. Takes the fastball inside. Slugging, 863, 15 home runs, 40 walks, only 18 strikeouts. It's going to be a guy at the Razorbacks saw a lot of good things from, made his call. 1-1 breaking ball down the dirt, 2-1.
I know it's Division II, but there are certain numbers that just they're not a coincidence.
Yeah, 100%.
Hitting 475 with 15 bombs and a slugging percentage over 860.
And I think this is going to be my New England bias. For UConn, they had 9 players on their super regional team that were from the Division III level. 3 of them were from in-state, from Eastern Connecticut. There, no matter what division you are on, if you have the talent, you can perform at that next level. And I think UConn is a prime example. One, I'm a New England guy. I'm from Connecticut, so I understand how their roster makeup works. But for Jim Penders to go reach into the Division III ranks shows you that Division III, Division II, and Division I, there's a small gap between the talent right now.
There's going to be talent everywhere, as you see here in Bowles. Breaking ball to him. Big swing comes up empty. Justin Lessing strikes out the first hitter he faces this summer.
That was a really nice breaking ball. Starting on the inside part of the plate and just dropping, dotting it on the lower bottom third. Probably a little bit out of the zone, but exactly where he wanted it.
Next up will be the catcher, Jackson West, out of Florida State, stands in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch to him is a backdoor breaking ball in for a strike. Jackson West so far hitting .222 from the left side. Breaking ball, foul tip straight into the leg of catcher Mudler.
That one got him where the sun don't shine there for a quick sec. He is up and walking around here, trying to compose himself.
Again, Jackson West, he knows the pain, doing the catching for Hyannis tonight. Saw a similar situation last night with Brody Donay fouling a ball off of Dalton Bargo.
Seems to be a lot of catcher-on-catcher violence.
Yeah.
Brody Donay hitting a catcher, Jackson West hitting a catcher, and both those guys, again, knowing what that feels like. Fastball Jackson West off the hands. Lessing making a magnificent grab for out number 2.
Great play by Lessing. Was continuing on his follow-through to go off to the right side of the field, and it was a liner that makes him reach back a little bit to the right side of the field, able to grab it with a little bit of a lean to his step. It's a great preventative play there from Lessing. It's a hard hit ball right up the middle. That would have been a hit without Lessing's glove there.
Lineup's going to turn over for the first time for the Harbor Hawks. Kane Kepley takes the first pitch down the zone. Kepley lined out to Gavin Turley, the center fielder, in his first at-bat. Fastball down in the dirt. Once again, Mudler picks it 2-0. Kane Kepley been the new Tar Heel. Going to be putting a lot of pressure on the pitching staffs and the defenses in the ACC. 2-0 breaking ball. Catches the outside corner, 2-1. And Lessing has a pretty big true 12-6. Got a lot of vertical movement, slower arch on at 75 miles per hour. Kane Kepley turns that one around. Jack Bell, new TCU Horned Frog, makes the play for out number 3. And that's another 1, 2, 3 innings for the Harbor Hawks. And we'll go to the bottom of third, still scoreless. Back here for the bottom half of the third. And before the Falmouth Commodores come up, let's send it over to our best buddy, Matt Coates.
Thanks, Nico. Thanks, Nico. Might be about 45 seconds behind schedule, but that's all right, guys. I think I might be the least surprised person in this ballpark right now that we're playing a 0-0 game. And that's because the Cardiac Hawks are back, folks. A thing that we saw a lot last year is really revamping towards the middle of this Cape Cod Baseball League season. Guys, over our past 7 victories, 6 of which have been decided by 2 or fewer runs. Pretty remarkable as you get to a really critical part of the season, as the Hawks really have to get these close victories in order to secure good seeding with the wild card game coming up in the first round of the format. Guys, I asked manager Mitch Carragher after the win last night, I said, Coach, is it you or the players who likes these close games? I said, hey, man, I'd love if we can mercy rule every game, but I think our guys want to help out the concession stand at home, get a few more dollars in each home game.
That's very courteous of them.
And thank you, Matt Coates, for another great story. And, guys, it has been a lot of close games as the 1-0 catches the inside corner to Scott Mudler. It's been a lot of close games for the Harbors. What have you guys seen that's been the difference and the Harbors coming on top?
Timely hitting. It has been timely hitting. And that's just something you can't coach.
The 1-1 breaking ball hit right over the head of Mason White, falling in front of the feet of Kane Kepley. And the Commodores get their second leadoff man on.
And then for Hyannis, you look at Kane Kepley's big double against YD to get themselves back in front. Then you look for last night and you look at a big hit once more, or rather I should say walk from Nick Gross to get himself and apply the pressure. Then you look at Dalton Bargo 2 nights ago. And really, when Hyannis has needed a hit, they have found a hit.
And interesting enough, I feel like the best way to describe the Hawks' timely hitting this year.
First pitch to Jack Bell, fastball outside.
Has just been yesterday. There was a situation they had runners on second and third, nobody out, and they didn't score. And I remember just felt a little bit shocked that they didn't score, and shocked that.
And the 0-1 fouled off right over our heads, 0-2.
And just shocked that that hasn't happened more often this season, because any baseball team is going to have those situations where they don't score with runners in scoring position with nobody out.
The 0-2 lefty-lefty matchup, breaking ball just missing away.
So it was just, I feel like that best describes how good they've been in those situations this year.
And you look at their numbers, scoring position with 2 outs, batting .256. That's second in the league. Runners in scoring possession, .269, third best in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
1-2 breaking ball in the same spot, missing away to left-hander Jack Bell.
And up until last night, you didn't really feel like it was the long ball. It was contact hit after contact hit, and it became the hit parade for Hyannis to get themselves back timely with.
And Grant Stevens slide steps fastball just missing as Jack Bell, and that's strike out for out number 1.
And also, I think the more impressive stat, I know that, you're third in average with runners in scoring position, but they're first in RBIs, and it is not close. 128 RBIs, and that's the stat that matters the most. When are you scoring, and how are you scoring? It doesn't matter how you score as long as you get the job done. 128 RBIs with runners in scoring position.
First pitch to the Oklahoma Sooner, Jackson Willits, foul ball down third base line.
But it doesn't matter how you're getting the job done as long as you're doing it. 128 RBIs with runners in scoring position. The next closest, Brewster and Harwich, are tied with just 100, so 28 behind Hyannis.
And I think it also speaks to, they have 155 runs, Hyannis Harbor Hawks do, leading the Cape Cod Baseball League. But then you couple that with their runners brought in number, they are manufacturing the runs themselves. They're not being gifted them.
And the 0-1 breaking ball coming off the mass of Jackson West. Moving from first to second will be Scott Mudler. And now he is in scoring position with only 1 out.
I think that may have came up and nabbed Jackson West in the neck. Maybe under that mask, as he's taking a minute to shake that off right now.
And Jen Hollis onto the first step of the dugout, the athletic trainer, and she gets waved back down.
1-1. Got round 2 for the Oklahoma Sooner matchup. 1-1 here with 1 out. Now Mudler in scoring position. Fastball up in the ladder. 2-1. And it was in that first inning a fly out to Nick Groves down the right field line for Grant Stevens to get the first round point against Jackson Willis, the shortstop, in the right-hander's batter's box. Backdoor slider missing, 3-1. For Grant Stevens, able to go right after these hitters so far and able to send them down in order so far, only allowing one hit to come across. A 3-1. Fouled off, 3-2.
Good job by Grant Stevens battling back into counts, working pitches around the zone and flirting with them. He makes Willis try and go swing around on and make contact with.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jackson Willits, fresh from Oklahoma. First pitch down in the zone, hit high fly ball over to right field. Nick Groves roaming under it, making the play for out number 2.
Nick Groves practically coming into the infield to make that catch. Ball hung up there for a long time.
Don't worry, though. Nick Groves takes infield at the second base position as well during batting practice, working on ground balls.
With Grant Stevens at 45 pitches, it'll be Mitch Carricker making his way to the mound to talk to the southpaw. Hasn't made the motion yet. At the plate is Dylan Carey, the third baseman. Mitch Carrick will make the walk back to the dugout, just talking to the Oklahoma Sooner.
And we've seen Mitch Carricker do that at exactly this field, Gov Fuller Field, earlier this summer, where he went out just to have that conversation, even with Tanner Cunha, the assistant pitching coach, in the dugout, to talk maybe with his defense a little bit more, especially with how infield-minded the former Oregon catcher is in Mitch Carricker.
Yeah, and also definitely wants to see how Grant Stevens is feeling at this point in the ball game. His first
pitch to Dylan Carey fouled off into the Hyannis Harbor Hawk dugout.
His first time pitching in quite a while, first appearance of the summer, so, maybe there's a little bit of fatigue setting in, but clearly Stevens convinced him that he's feeling good.
Stevens has 3 strikeouts so far. And here comes the 47th pitch from the left-hander, breaking ball. Big swing and a throw from Jackson West over at second base. Almost gets the sliding muddler. Got an 0-2 count to plate after Dylan Carey's big swing.
Jackson West has a cannon. Don't be dancing out beyond second base. He will check down. He is not afraid to throw it down to second base. Has shown that so far this summer.
The 0-2. And making the catch in the air is Grant Stevens, just able to make the play to his glove side. And that's another 0 put up on the board by these pitching staffs. All zeros here as we enter the top of the 4th.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Back here for the 4th, all knotted and squared away at zeros. And that'll bring in Mackenzie Keelblock, the Director of Events and Fan Experience. Welcome to the booth, Mackenzie.
Hello, hello. Excited to be here finally.
Got a couple big events coming for the Harbor Hawks at McKeon Park, one of them being the 9 innings of winnings. So just wanted to have you share a little bit more about that and what Harbor Hawks fans can experience at McKeon Park on Friday.
Yeah, so this year we're doing our first ever 9 innings of winnings. Pretty much what we're going to do is sell normal raffle tickets like we do every game. And then each half inning, starting in the middle of the first inning, we are drawing a raffle ticket, and prizes are going to get bigger and bigger as we go.
I heard there's AirPods, there's a couple grills up for grab. There's a lot out there.
We do. We've got so much. We've got 2 different Weber grills. We got some Apple AirPods. We've got lots and lots of gift cards, different tours around Cape Cod. There's too much, you know. Lots of good grabs.
Eric Snow at the plate, counts 1-0 to him as he faces Lessing for the first time. Back-to-back breaking balls, misses up in the zone. 2-0.
What do you think is the best prize that they could win on Friday?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I'm a really big Anejo girl, and there is a $50 gift card.
And the 2-0 high fly ball right over the shortstop's head. Turley ranging his way under it. Him making the play for out number 1.
Yeah, right there it was just getting under it was Snow and sent it a mile into the air about the same height as the light post and just dropped in. It gave enough time for Turley to go over to make the grab. So Anejo gift card is where you're going?
Oh, yeah, I think that one I'd be pretty excited. You know, I am only here for the week visiting, helping out my interns for some events we got going on this week, so that'd be very useful for myself. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with AirPods. Everyone loves to just jam out, you know?
First pitch to Michael Detallo is going to be a changeup, missing low and in. And you talked about now you're a director. You were an intern last year for the Harbor Hawks. Talk about your role going in from an intern now into a director as the second pitch to Michael Detallo is a fastball up and away, 2-0.
Yeah, so pretty much last year I came in to kind of start making more events a bigger thing for Hyannis, and then we also added in a lot of fan experienced games.
2-0's fouled off into the dugout of the Harbor Hawks, 2-1.
But yeah, so kind of just creating that last year, and then after spending some time doing that in the off season, I helped hire some interns to take over that role, and I'm kind of just helped them, guided them through it, you know, making sure everything's going for smooth sailing.
2-1, slow chopper just going foul. Dylan Carey picking it up to the left of the foul line.
But yeah, so I've really enjoyed it. I think it's helping me because, you know, I'm still in school, so it's a great resume booster, you know.
Absolutely. Looks great on the resume. You're making your way out to Cape Cod for the second time and got a couple fun events coming up. I know there's Christmas in July, so what can we expect there as well as other future events maybe at McKeon Park?
Yeah, so Christmas in July is on Saturday, so we're going back-to-back with 2 pretty big
boy.
events. Oh, yeah.
Busy time for you guys.
It's been a lot of work on the front end, but I think that we're set up for success, and it's just going to be a great 2 days at McKeon.
And you are the director of events and fan experience. What does your day-to-day look like while you're on Cape, and has it been easy while you're away? As Michael Detallo uses his hand, sends it over the second baseman Jack Bell's head, and that'll be a single for the Patriot.
Yeah, you know, with that, I'm doing most of this remotely. I have really great interns under me, so it's been, I would say, a pretty good flowing system that we have going on. I'm just kind of there to answer any questions and guide them into making sure these events are running and fun for the fans in attendance.
That'll bring up the left-hander Mason White. The shortstop was 0 for 1, struck out looking on the fastball and on the hands. First pitch to him, big swing on the fastball, 0-1.
So you're going back-to-back with
We are.
9 innings of winnings, Christmas in July. If you had to pick one of the 2, which one would it be?
You know, this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but I'm only a Christmas in December type girl. So
Going 9 innings of winnings.
yeah, I'm going to
All
have
right.
to pick 9 innings of winnings.
So as interns, can we buy raffle tickets and then?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Good to know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's going to be an event that everyone's got to make their way out. You can, enter the raffle, and you can get, all kinds of winnings. And so, what are the?
You could go home with multiples, you know, if you're lucky.
True.
Yeah.
Very
you
true.
buy a full
Yes.
wingspan.
Yeah, I know there's different ticket deals. I'm not entirely sure what they're off the top of my head, but the more you buy, the more you save as well.
2-1 fastball
you
on the
can win.
hands for
Win
2-2.
You talked about coming back for your second summer. Why'd you come back? Everyone always talks about, we were sitting next to two guys who are back right now. Why come back to Hyannis?
Yeah, so I am actually not here.
2-2 breaking ball, big swing from Mason White. Sends him down swinging for the second time today.
Full time, like we said, I'm doing a lot of remote work because I am working for the Durham Bulls this summer. So trying to double whammy it up. But, it's just a great place up here, great vibes. Love college baseball. And, this is the Premier League. So why not,
Yeah, sure is the Premier League. And first pitch of the birthday boy, Anthony Silva, breaking ball down in the zone for a ball. So you had your summer here last year. How did you feel like the summer here in the Cape Cod Baseball League and what you did last year help you into your full-time job today?
Oh, yeah. So I'm pretty new to, the marketing side of baseball, getting the fans involved.
2-1 breaking ball. Called strike right in the hands of Anthony Silva.
But I'm new to that. So I started that last spring, my last semester at Coastal. So then doing that, I've now been able to, learn what works, what doesn't work for my style of how I want to run things, but then also being able to take it and grow it. I think it's just been so fun, and now I know that this is kind of a route I want to take long term.
1-0 fast, 1-1 fastball up in the zone. Anthony Silva able to work into a hitter's count. Another fastball. Count is now 3-1 for the second time to Anthony Silva today.
Talk about the Durham Bulls and the experience you get at the AAA level. How do you feel Hyannis prepared you for that next step in your professional journey?
Yeah, they're definitely way different. I thought that it was going to be a lot more similar. I thought I was going to have a lot more roles to where I was going to be in charge because that's how I was here. But now I'm able to, take the creativity, that I had here and try to just help the people at that level. But I think they have taught me a lot in order to, guide this better. I've taken a lot of ideas for sure from them.
Right-hander Justin Lessing. 3-2 count to the TCU Horned Frog, Anthony Silva. Breaking ball right inside, sends down. Silva looking, and they'll strand another runner, Michael Tatawa at first base. Still zeros as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Mackenzie, thank you so much for joining us and sharing us about all the exciting events going on in McKeon Park. We'll send you down to the bottom of the fourth, still at 0-0.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bourne Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Harbor Hawks going to reach into their bullpen for the first time tonight. It's going to be number 17, Cade Brown, the right-hander.
Yeah, and Cade Brown coming into today, this is going to be his 6th appearance. He's 2-0 on the season, but does have a 7.5 ERA, so struggling a little bit when he comes in, giving up 10 hits in his 6 innings pitched, but looking to stifle this middle of the Commodore lineup here in the 4th inning.
So far for both pitching staffs, it's been a lot of zeros up on the board. Final line for Stevens, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs given up, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Pretty efficient outing for the first time by the Oklahoma Sooner.
Just got done eating my shaved ice on my half inning off.
Came back with a little bit of blue lips. I can see
Yeah.
I can see a little bit there as the first pitch to Gavin Turley, swinging strike 0-1.
Go blue raspberry. Is that what it is?
It was blue raspberry and cherry combo.
Oh.
It was really good, actually.
Oh.
Relax.
None of my two flavors right there.
And the 0-1 to Turley's out and away, 1-1. So not 0 for 2 on flavors, or you don't
Not
like
a
the
blue
mixture?
raspberry guy. Don't like cherry.
Sure.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't actually taste like cherry, though.
I don't like cherry anything.
Okay.
Like, I like actual cherries. Like, I like actual cherries.
Oh, okay, I understand.
But cherry flavoring just never tastes good.
1-1 fastball.
Okay.
Called strike, 1-2 now to Gavin Turley.
You know, the other thing that was special about the shaved ice, they had gummy sharks in it. And that's what excited me.
Breaking ball down in the zone. Drop third strike. Jackson West going to flip it on over to Michael Tatalo for out number 1.
Should have thrown the bat.
And it's once again West showing his arm being able to beat out the speedy Turley. Sees the drop third strike, drops the bat, and starts sending it down the first base line. Does a good job there of being able to work around the runner in Turley and get the surefire out for the first down.
And it was the splitter that sent Turley down swinging. First pitch of the Oregon State. Player number 22, Trent Caraway. And Josh, for those who might not understand, you mentioned, you're doing a little quote there saying, I should have thrown the bat. What to the listeners, I probably shouldn't have opened this can of worms, but to those who might not understand what you're saying, what is the backstory of saying you should have thrown it as the 1-0 down the zone 2-0?
Well, you see,
oh boy,
we were here last year, and I was not producing that game. I had some time to explore synergy, and I noticed that Gavin Turley threw his bat, which, by the way,
2-0 splitter goes into the strike zone. Big swing from Caraway, comes up empty.
Cole Vellis did an outstanding job retrieving that bat. I want that to be put out there. But he threw the bat a few times against Hyannis, and it felt like every time he threw the bat, he was doing something positive.
2-1, hard line drive up the middle. And that's the third time in a row that the Falmouth Commodores have got their leadoff man on.
And now I did some digging throughout that game and was able to figure out that Turley, when he threw the bat on pitches prior to his plate appearance finishing, he was 3 for 4 with 3 walks, a double, a home run, and a single. So he was absolutely outstanding when he threw the bat in the AB. So it got to the point where I felt like it was just all he had to do was throw the bat, and he'd be the best player on Cape Cod.
First pitch to the Arkansas Razorback, breaking ball down and away.
Josh Olytics, man.
So there's
Josh
that story.
Olytics.
And that got me a job in the baseball ops department.
And we laugh, but it's so true. That's literally his qualifications. That was his qualifications, was hitting True Media and looking at
Synergy.
Synergy.
We don't talk
excuse
about
me.
True Media here.
But Synergy. And, wow, that was his resume builder.
1-0 splitter, Jason Jones, big swing. No avail, 1-1.
Mikey and Cole were very impressed with my resume.
And that wasn't the only stat that Josh Licks came up with. Do you remember off the top of your head any other big ones that may have got you the job for baseball ops? Jason Jones, hard line drive over the first base line, goes foul, 1-2.
Let me look through my Twitter.
Because, of course, it goes to the people as soon as he's got one.
Oh, of course.
Jason Jones, 1 for 1 that day, had a base hit back in the second. Was caught up in the double play. A high fly ball to him as that fastball's up in the zone. Kane Kepley doesn't have to move much. Ranges under and makes the play for out number 2.
Well, I do have one stat that we had last year. Brody Donay played 2 games in red uniforms. He had 3 home runs in those 2 games, so Falmouth ended up facing him in the playoffs that year, and they pitched around him. So I personally think it was because of the red uniform statistic.
So would you say your qualification was situational statistics?
Yes.
Got it.
I'll say very detailed situational, not one you see all too often. As first pitch to Luke Gaffney hit to center field. Kane Kempley ranging back towards the wall, settling under it. That's going to be another 1, 2, 3, 4. Inning 4 of the Harbor Hawks. Kane Brown able to pick up where Grant Stevens left off. Another 0 as we enter the top of the 5th.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
And if you love pitching, this has been the game for you. All tied up here, not at zeros. Both pitching staffs going to work, and it's going to be a new arm on the mound for the Falmouth Commodores. It's going to be number 10, Bowen Baker from Fairfield, the southpaw.
Bowen Baker really sports some strong slider movement going left to right on the outside with a fastball that's going to go up into the zone onto the right side. Also, he's going to work a changeup in onto the inner part of the plate against batters. Does a really good job of sequencing pitching. Has tunnel movement from his fastball into his slider. Going to come from the same arm slot. Really had a great year with the Stags of Fairfield. A second returner here for the Commodore.
And I saw you perk up, Jacob, when we started talking about Bowen Baker. I was like, why could that be? So I look at him. I looked at his information from Connecticut.
Yeah, he was actually on the Mystic Schooners team I was with before coming to Hyannis 2 summers ago, and we were Road Warriors together on the bus every day, and really good guy overall.
First pitch to the now right-handed batter. Cannon Peebles, a switch hitter. 2-0 count as that one's down the dirt. Cannon Peebles hit a base hit from the left side over the shortstop's head, Willits. 1 for 1 on the day. Faces lefty for the first time today. Foul ball straight back into the netting.
And for Bowen Baker, he's a workhorse as well. You look at, he just eats innings up both for the Stags as well as for the Commodores needing him.
2-1 to the Tennessee Volunteer. Fastball out and away, 3-1. Cannon Peebles, 214. Batting average after his base hit back in the second. Fastball on the hands, fouled off.
And Peebles, a switch-hitting catcher, hit from the left side earlier in this game where he lined a base hit to the opposite field, something that he is so good at from the left side. Now we'll get a chance to see him for the right side, and we have not seen him hit from the right side all that often so far this season.
The lefty-righty matchup, fastball up in the zone, misses up. Cannon Peebles on base for the second time today.
Peebles doing a good job staying disciplined in his approach, get himself aboard. And for Hyannis, they've been able to do well with a runner on to lead off a half inning and couple that with Nick Groves behind him. Could lead to good things.
And I bring up the lefty-lefty matchup. Nick Groves, who grounded out to Jackson Willits back in the second. Top half of the second inning. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Number 10, Bowen Baker, fastball catching the outer corner to left-hander Groves. 0-1, and it's been Nick Groves the show so far, leading in almost every offensive category. Hitting .359, which is the team leading, right above Eric Snow. Fastball up in the zone. Count goes 1-1.
And Groves, I talked about in the last 3 games what he's done. I know on-base percentage over 900, but in the last 9 games, you increase that. And that number goes up to 643 with the on-base, or goes down to 643, I should say.
Dang, such a drop.
I mean, he is just playing at the top of his game right now.
Baker, the 1-2, breaking ball stays up in the zone and stay hot. Nick Groves, hard line drive in between Gaffney and Bell, and the first 2 men are on for the Harbor Hawks.
We've talked about it. That's when Hyannis finds their hitting, and just like there, Nick Groves finds a gap on the right side of the infield between Bell and Gaffney to sneak it into the outfield for Jones to pick up on the grounder. And now, nobody away, 2 on for Carson Bowles.
And you've got a big opportunity for Bowles to pick up his first big at-bat.
Bowles' first pitch, fastball down the zone, taken for a strike.
And Gaffney creeping in on that grass. He'll stand around 2 steps into the infield grass. And as Baker starts to deliver, he'll come creeping step by step.
Didn't show on the 0-0. Doesn't show here. High fly ball. Hit into left center field. Turley ranging to it. And making the fake couple hard steps will be Cannon Peebles for out number 1. Runners will stay in place at first and second.
Honestly, really surprised that they did not put on the bunt sign for Carson Bowles. Really the perfect opportunity, bottom of the order. Nobody out, runners on first and second, but ultimately manager Mitch Carricker decided to give him the green light.
Letting the future Arkansas Razorback get his first couple swings in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And I'll bring up Jackson West, the left-hander. First pitch to him is a fastball right in on the hands for a strike. And Bowen Baker, the left-hander, not going to overpower you. Fastball mid to high 80s. But he has been able to put it right where he wants to so far as the breaking ball down the dirt. Mudler doing a great job of keeping that ball right in front of him.
And that's Baker's claim to fame. He can command his pitches well in and around the zone. It's nothing crazy with velo, but he can spot up pitches well. I'm interested to see how he goes attacks this top of the lineup with Kepley and Snow, 2 disciplined batters.
1-1 to Jackson West. He fouls it off over to left field. Ranging to it is LaSalle, with that one running out of room. A long foul ball down the left field line. Count is now 1-2.
Heard people yelling, got room, got room. I know he may have had a little bit of room, but that if he had tried to track that ball all the way, he was going deep into the not into the bleachers, but into the fan. So luckily he did not go all out for that one.
Count is 1-2 to the left-hander in the box, Jackson West, the Florida State Seminole. Breaking ball down the dirt. Mother doing a great job of keeping that ball right under him. Count moves to 2-2.
And it was almost in one foul swoop. Mudler drops to his knees, blocks the ball, whips off the mask so that he can be able to get ready to throw. It was about as clean of a block as you could have.
Now Jackson Willits is calling Mudler, the catcher, to the mound. Maybe a situation where Willits notices something, whether it's Cannon Peebles which is completely legal, but relaying signs if they are using, hand signals as the signs.
It could be an assortment of things. Could be, hey, or it could be Peoples is getting, or he's getting timing on his, like maybe he's like, oh, hard, he's doing hard primary lead, you can pick off here. Could be, yeah, or hey, you're tipping pitches here, I can see it from the shortstop angle. Could be an assortment of things, and it's a great job from the shortstop, Willis, to let his pitcher and catcher know immediately. 2-2 high leg kick, fouled off, just able to get enough wood on it, staying alive.
Talk about Cannon Peebles, someone who's always in the cage with Cannon Peebles, working both defensively as well as offensively, is Jackson West. The two, since Cannon Peebles has been at it, have been great additions for each other. The competition and the work ethic mentality between the two of them is unmatched.
2-2 breaking ball. That one gets Jackson West swinging, keeping that changeup down in the zone for out number 2.
And it's Bowen Baker with the changeup coming from the same arm slot. Makes it so difficult to pick up, whether it's his fastball, slider, or changeup. That time going with the changeup that has West out in front of it early.
And after allowing the first 2 men on, it's back-to-back outs from Bowen Baker. Kane Kepley will come up with runners on. First pitch to him. Fastball out and away. Another lefty-lefty matchup that Bowen Baker's going to have to face. Kepley 0 for 2 on the day. Lined out to center and grounded out to Bell. And the 1-0 hard. Line drive down the right field line. Landing foul right into the kids section over there on the field as they've made their way onto the field, getting the foul ball, making their way back to the stands now.
With runners on first and second specifically, Kane Kepley, 3 for 8. So 375 batting average, 2 RBIs, 3 walks. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. He's going to hope to keep trending in the right direction here as he faces the 1-1 count. Fastball in on the hands, jam shot over the left field. LaSalle under it, making the play for out number 3, and it's going to stay zeros. Bowen Baker able to leave 2 stranded for the Harbor Hawks. Before we enter the bottom half of the Commodore inning, we'll send it over to our good friend Josie Broyles.
Thanks, Nico. Yeah, it's actually Nick Groves' last game today as he's approaching the move to Urbana. So unfortunately, we're losing another really valuable player who's been here since day 1. Nick actually told me earlier that one thing he really wants is to have a good night tonight and hopefully end it with a win. But he's really just focused on having fun with his teammates and putting a good end to his summer. But he did really comment on his really great experience here on the Cape. He told me he really enjoyed watching the whole community come together, especially during those home games with all the fun activities that go on. And he really found a love for his host family that really kind of adopted him and treated him like he was their own, which I think he really appreciated, especially moving in with strangers. That can be pretty scary, but he gave out a good message to future players on the Cape to really just not take anything for granted and just live up every moment on the Cape here. And he actually told me that he hopes to come back next year because he had just such a great time on the Hawks this summer. Back to you.
Thank you, Josie, for that great story. Great but sad story for all Harbor Hawks fans, losing a guy who's been great on the field and a better guy off the field in Nick Groves.
And great to hear him say that he hopes to be back next year. And after what he has done for this Hawks team, I am sure that invitation has already been extended to him. He has been such a great Harbor Hawk. Everything that this team and this organization embodies, he represents all of those things.
100%, Josh. Represents it both on the field and off. You talk about his relationship with his host families, with Harry and Joanne. For Harry, it's the one that might remember a couple days ago brought the ice cream cake to us. So Nick Groves looking for an ice cream cake, potentially from Kilwins, if he can get a home run tonight. He wants to go out with an ice cream cake that is unmatched on this peninsula.
It's going to be Donovan LaSalle, the left fielder, leading off this bottom of the 5th as We look for our first run. Ground ball to Mason White. Toss over to Michael Tatalo. Gets LaSalle by a step for out number 1.
Nice routine, 1 pitch, 1 out. Any pitcher loves when that happens. Keep that pitch count down.
That's going to be Cade Brown coming in for his second inning of work. That was his 14th pitch. Able to keep the pitch count down back in the first. And he'll face up another Oklahoma Sooner and Scott Mudler. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Had the single back in the third. Got left stranded over at second base. First pitch to him is a splitter right down into the zone for strike 1. And when Cade Brown has that splitter going for him and he's keeping that thing down to the zone, it has so much vertical movement. And that is his go-to pitch early in the count as well as his put away. Fastball in on the hands, fouled off over the third base dugout.
Let's go Commodores chant starting to echo here at Gov Fuller Field, the home of the All-Star Game presented by Milton Cat.
A lot of clapping, not a lot of cheering, though. Kind of just one guy yelling really loud.
0-2 hard line drive just going foul down the first base line. And good attendance here at Gov Fuller Field, even with the rain possibly in the forecast coming around 9 o'clock. Full packed house here as the one fan with a lot of claps behind him with the Let's Go Commodores chant.
I'm really excited to see how this place fills up for the All-Star Game in 2 weeks.
The 0-2 splitter staying up in the zone a little bit and fouled off down the right field line once again. And this place is going to be a packed house for the All-Star Game. And with that, can't wait to hear the All-Stars for everyone here on the Cape Cod Baseball League and which players they select.
I think you have one shoe, and I can safely say Kane Kepley should have his name here and will be back here for the All-Star weekend pretty confidently, I would have to imagine.
The 0-2, it's 3 straight foul balls in the exact same position down the right field line, and it's Matthew Dallas. 0 for 2 on the first 2, trying to pick it over there, guarding the bullpen in right field, and finally gets one and gets a little bit of applause over there down the first base line. As we still stand here at 0-2, Scott Mother has found his way into a deep 0-2 count as another foul ball down the left field line, and that will fall again, foul into the trees. An interesting thing from Mudler, I don't know if he picked up that Brown was going to throw a breaking ball there, but Mudler staying in the middle, back of the box, took a step towards closer to Cade Brown, almost like if he's throwing that breaking ball to have it dive a little less, and you see him do it again. He just stepped up closer here. That might be his 2-strike approach. Ground ball pulled down the first baseline. Michael Tatalo again now in fair territory for a long out number 2.
Yeah, it was a good job by Mudler to foul off a couple of pitches, but it was Brown being able to win the battle, have a grounder go straight to Tatalo to step on the bag.
And that was the 7th pitch of that at-bat. All at 0-2. Cade Brown filling up the strike zone. Didn't want to waste any pitches. 2 up, 2 down for the Commodores. First pitch to Jack Bell, the left-hander, up and away for a ball.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for Brown. 22 pitches, 17 strikes this evening. Hammering the zone since coming in relief of Grant Stevens.
1-0 to the now Horned Frog. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Former Texas A&M Aggie this past spring, making his way from College Station to Fort Worth, now heading to TCU.
In case anyone was wondering, Ava Bell, our intern, sister of Jack Bell, has been fired for tonight.
The 1-1 fouled straight back into the netting, 1-2, and yeah, she's not here tonight.
She is here. She's here, with the family.
But she is
not
not here.
of the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, with the Harbor. She's not here on the Harbor Hawks side. She has been released for the day in the stands over there down the first base line. She is split down the middle. She has openly said that. You know, cheers for her brother Jack Bell, but is a Harbor Hawk. Not enough for Josh Schreiber, though, as that splitter's down and away.
Can't take any risks. In this
Hyannis
rivalry.
or nothing, right?
Yeah,
Hyannis
exactly.
or nothing.
You'll see her back tomorrow over.
Hopefully reinstated. I don't know.
Reinstated. We'll check back in with her and see where her heart truly is. As the count is 2-2 to her brother Jack Bell, and that one in the dirt, catching a piece of the home plate umpire Rick Force.
Rick Force getting it right off the ER on the right side. Goes with the skull cap on the mask. Doesn't have that much protecting up by the ear there. So wears it there for a quick sec. Now his umpiring crew will step down to check on their partner.
Falmouth trainers going to check him out.
And nothing too concerned, not in like agonizing pain. Just has the hand to the ear, that breaking ball caught a piece of Jackson West's glove, and that one flipped up, and it looks like it caught him right on the jaw, edge of the jaw where it meets the ear.
Yeah, we talk about how catchers are tough. Umpires are just as tough back there. They take a beating quite a bit.
And home plate umpire Rick Forrest tells him, hey, kick rocks, I'm fine. He's a tough guy behind there, and he makes his way, and we'll do it again here at 3-2.
I did hear him say that. A bit rude.
Tough guy behind home plate, just to your point, Josh Schreiber. 3-2 count here to the Horned Frog. Splitter gets him swinging. Cade Brown sends the Commodores down in order. And we'll head to the 6th. Still looking for the first run of the ballgame.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
And back here in the 6th, once again, both teams looking for their first run of the ball game. Bowen Baker comes out for another inning of work.
That comes out, and after allowing the first two in Cannon Peebles and Nick Groves to get aboard, he's retired them in order, and Bowles, West, and Kepley off the flyout. But now we'll go up against Snow, Detallo, and White. Very loud part of the Hyannis offense.
And so far, keeping Eric Snow quiet. Batting average of .356, which is a team leading.
I'd like to go out on a limb and say Eric Snow is getting a base hit right here.
And Josh Schreiber prediction, first pitch foul ball.
I meant in this at bat, not on the first pitch.
Sure. I believe it.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant. Absolutely. And first pitch, Bowen Baker fastball.
And a walk voids anything. Any prediction. Because a walk is basically a base hit.
Not sure if that's how that works, but the 0-1 to the left-hander. Left-hander Bowen Baker fastballing on the hands to the right-hander Eric Snow.
He's got him right where he wants him.
Baker or Snow?
Snow. Snow has Baker right where he wants him.
Sure. 0-2, number 10, southpaw, Bowen Baker, changeup down in the zone. Great pitch. Eric Snow able to leave it down.
Yeah, great pitch, better take. able to be active with the legs, keep those hands back.
One, two. Fastball on the hands, making his way over down to the bullpens. Gaffney just falling in front of him, and we'll do it again at 1-2. And walking away is the recently drafted Andreas Galan. Came here, just now walking away with his parents after such a cool story that we got to watch in front of our own eyes yesterday. And once again, congratulations to Andreas Galan getting the call and got the full support from the Harbor Hawks. Eric Snow, another foul ball down the right field line, right behind the bullpen of the Commodores.
And, you know, if Andres Galan continues to work his way up, maybe he will be playing for our director of fan engagement, Mackenzie Keelblock's team, the Durham Bulls.
Good affiliate pull right there, Josh Schreiber.
You're welcome.
And the 1-2 ground ball into the 6-hole and kicking off the leg of Willits. Eric Snow rounding first base.
I guarantee that's a hit.
And we'll see how they score. A tough play.
It'll be a hit.
Past the outstretched arms of Dylan Carey, and Willits working deep into the 6-hole. Could have been a base hit, and we'll see how they score it.
I'll bet you $5 right now that's a hit, Jacob Irons.
I agree entirely, and we have a good friend up there, Skip, one of the official scorers in the league.
Best in the league.
Best in the league. Great guy. Always
My
gives
opinion
us the
may
umpires.
change in a minute, but just kidding. He is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Always getting us umpires way before
Oh, yeah.
first pitch, and just a very nice individual to talk to and talk about baseball with.
And I'm getting word through my earpiece. It has been ruled a base hit, so I am 1 for 1 on predictions today.
First pitch to Michael Totalo in for a strike. Second pitch, breaking ball, went up and got it. Fly ball to Jack Bell, getting called off by Jason Jones, the Razorback. Close play, good communication for out number 1.
And for Hyannis, you want to take advantage with Eric Snow getting the leadoff single and base hit there. Get him aboard and try and crack through and be the first run to score. Because with how this game's been looking, it's been a pitcher's duel and a lot of defense between both sides.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Mason White stands in the box. 0 for 2 on the day, 2 strikeouts. First one looking, second one swinging. First pitch to him, fastball, 86 miles per hour down in the zone. And again, from Bowen Baker, it's going to be middle 80s. Has a very good slider and changeup in behind it. Good mix. Able to place all 3 of his pitches wherever he would like it. And the 0-1, that's another pitch down the zone, 85 mile per hour fastball.
That's his fastball. Works a little bit of a Carlos Alcaraz grunt when he delivers the fastball there. Trying to reach back for it and power through Mason White.
And the 0-2 breaking ball down the zone sends Mason White swinging for his 3rd strikeout of the night. And when we talk about Bowen Baker, it's not the flashy 97 miles per hour. It's not the drums. It's not the guitar. But playing a very important role. He's going to be more like a xylophone guy. Beautiful music, work of art, and you can't have it without it. So it's quieter, but the pretty music, and he is an artist on the mound.
Yeah, artist indeed, because he knows what he's working with. He's perfected his instrument and is able to use it to the highest of his ability to take on the highest competition.
Yeah, he's been a work of art so far. Able to get ahead in counts as he is now 1-1 after that breaking ball down in the zone. 2 again to the birthday boy, Anthony Silva.
And I'd love to see Anthony Silva use the gap on the right side right now. Jack Bell shaded up the middle. And, of course, the first baseman, Luke Gaffney, holding on Snow at first. So plenty of room on that right side where Silva does have a lot of power.
Fastball in on the hands. Anthony Silva up in the count 1-2. And got to do another segment with Anthony Silva that's going to come out later. And he talks about his approach away. So that's going to go right into his approach. So use his hands and work the other direction. He talks about hitting it over to the second baseman's head and keeping his hands long through the zone. and just working the other way. He feels like that's where he is at his best. 1-2 count. Eric Snow goes. And Muddler, the Oklahoma Sooner, bobbles it, and Eric Snow gets a stolen bag.
His third of the season. Got a really nice jump on Bowen Baker going on first move.
Like, increases the importance of this Anthony Silva AB for Hyannis to have a runner in scoring position for just the second time today.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Anthony Silva at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Looks for his first hit, and both teams trying to scratch across their first run. Pitcher's duel so far, fastball up in the zone. All knotted up at 3-2.
And now what that stolen base does do is it takes Luke Gaffney off the bag, so he's able to play a better spot shift-wise for where Anthony Silva likes to go. So now a little bit less room on that right side of the infield. Unless Silva does go straight down the first base line, but certainly not as likely to go that way.
The 3-2 to Silva, fouled straight back. 86-mile-per-hour fastball. And we'll do it again as Silva's hand slipped off the bat there a little bit. Looks to get a little bit of pine tar. Almost had the Turley toss here with Silva.
See, what he doesn't know is that if he doesn't put the pine tar on, he might be better equipped. Although I will say, with 2 strikes, that's not necessarily the case. But again, another full count to Anthony Silva. He works a full count nearly every time, and it's been so impressive to see his at-bats as the summer has gone on.
We'll do it again, 3-2, changeup, staying up in the zone. Silva battling into the count. We'll do it again at 3-2, and Silva's been one of those guys who's come up and had big moments late in the game and worked a couple big-time walks, big-time hits when it's mattered most, and he's battling here, 3-2.
8th pitch of this at-bat to come to Anthony Silva.
And working Bowen Baker's pitch count. This will be his 40th here, high leg kick. Change-up, and Bowen Baker finally sends down Anthony Silva. And who will strike first here at Gulf Fuller Field? Still knotted up at zeros as we enter the bottom of the 6th.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Back here for the bottom of the 6th. It's been a pitcher's duel. Both from the starting pitching working into the bullpen, but the Commodores have their top of the lineup in Jackson Willits, Dylan Carey, and Gavin Turley do up the 1, 2, and 3 for the Commodores.
Jackson Willits has been one of the most reliable Commodores this season. Oklahoma Sooner, talked to Mikey Lucario about him, one of the directors of baseball operations here, who works with Oklahoma, and he raved about his at-bats that he puts together. Very good eye at the plate, great plate discipline, a fantastic defender as well.
breaking ball fouled off from Jackson Willits.
You might be wondering, where's Matt Coates? And, well, Matt Coates is here. He's ready. It's Nico Sharp going 0 for 3 today on the throws to Matt Coates.
Wow.
This is a tough showing.
It's been a tough showing, and Matt Coates, sorry about that, Matt Coates. Can't wait to have you on. I actually wanted to have you on going back into the top of the 7th is what I want. I wanted you to start off for the Harbor Hawks. And Matt Coates, if you're listening, we will get it to you, but we just wanted you to go right before the Harbor Hawks were due up. 1-2 count here to lead off Jackson Willits, the Oklahoma Sooner. Foul ball straight behind us.
It's not for not knowing. He's there. He's ready to go. It's Nico Sharp just doesn't have that clutch gene in him.
I have the clutch gene, but I think I can't take all the blame.
in pickleball, I'll tell you that.
Ooh.
Tough.
I will say I had a pretty solid game. I was hard ground ball to Eric Snow. Eric Snow not having to move and making the throw over to first base for the out number 1.
Great play by Snow there, deep into the holes, able to drop back into the outfield grass, fields it off the hop and the lip of the infield dirt for a clean throw for the first down.
And for Cade Brown, coming in, he had a little bit of a higher ERA, but you knew it was only a matter of time before he put up a lot of big innings for the Harbor Hawks. And so far, he's eaten up the 4th, 5th, and now working into the 6th inning with the first batter gone. First pitch, Dylan Carey up and away. 1-0. Dylan Carey 0 for 2 on the day. Flied out to Kepley and then lined back into the glove of Grant Stevens. Back in the 3rd. 2-0 count here to Dylan Carey. And guys, what have you seen from these pitching staffs to be able to put up all these zeros we've seen so far?
It's been great command. You look for the Falmouth Commodores as well. There's only been 1 walk in this entire game.
Well, that 2-0 pitch was spiked halfway down the line. It's going to be 3-0.
We talked about it with the numbers coming in. For Hewer, only walked 25 individuals in the spring. For Stevens, it was only 12. So we knew the starting pitchers weren't going to walk and were going to have command of the zone, and it's carried into the bullpens for both teams. But 3-0 here.
3-0 fastball right in on the hands of Carey. It's going to be a free pass, and the Commodores get their man on for Gavin Turley.
Yeah, the first walk that the Commodores have worked in this evening came in 7th in the Cape Cod Baseball League with 101 walks worked in the box. For Hyannis, 4th most walks given up at 113 now.
Still 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Dylan Carey now stay on first base. And that breaking ball just catching some of the jersey of Gavin Turley, and he will make his way down for back-to-back free passes.
Doesn't have to hit you hard as long as it clips you a little bit. Gavin Turley sporting a little bit of a baggier jersey, and it just clips it. So runners on 1st and 2nd now. Cade Brown in a little bit of trouble.
And Tanner Cunha now, the assistant pitching coach, will go out to have that conversation.
He's going to have Trent Caraway, the right-hander, due up from Oregon State, and that's been a guy who has found himself with a lot of success coming into today at 265, 3 home runs, 13 hits, 11 RBIs. So he has had a great manufacturing runs for the Commodores.
This is a huge spot in this game. But for Hyannis, the double play possibility is there. The runners on 1st and 2nd can try and turn 2 and get their 2nd of the evening.
And it'll allow the broadcast to go 2 for 2 on all their calls. Josh Schreiber calling the base hit from Eric Snow, and Jacob Irons calling 2 double plays for the Harbor Hawks. We saw the double play back in the 2nd that Luke Gaffney hit, and still haven't had the 2nd one thus far. Still got plenty of outs to work with. Got an opportunity here, but an opportunity to score some runs and put some runs on the board is Trent Caraway. First pitch to him, fastball, hard, line drive into left center field, and that's going to find some grass. Rounding third and will go easily and standing is Dylan Carey. Gavin Turley rounding third, and rounding second, going to third base will be Caraway, and he will be thrown out, trying to extend it to third, but it's going to be an RBI double for Trent Caraway.
103 miles an hour off the bat. Trent Caraway did not miss that fastball on the inside part of the zone. Pulls the hands in, barrels it, and hits a frozen rope to the wall in left center field.
That's the first mistake we've seen from either side with runners on. Both teams so far being able to work out of tough innings and leaving runners stranded. It's a great job there from Caraway. And Cade Brown going to work back with no runners on here with 2 outs.
But you said it right there, Nico, 2 outs. That is, while you don't want to let the 2 runs come in, but it's a great relay into Silva at third to apply the tag to get that second out.
And there's that splitter. Big swing from the Razorback. 1-1.
So for Brown, just have to focus in and get out of this half inning so you're able to go try and put up some runs yourselves.
1-1 count to number 5, Jason Jones. He's 1 for 1 today. And a hard line drive going deep in the left field. All Bulls can do is look at it. Solo shot from the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's going to be 3-0 Falmouth Commodores.
Jones getting all of that one to go beyond the left field wall. Pitch just left over the plate. Jason Jones is going to take all of and send it deep into the night sky. Just like that, game is flipped to a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Commodores.
And Jones drilling that one over his future teammate Carson Bull's head. 103 miles an hour again on the splitter that was left up in the zone. 401 feet.
Next up is going to be Luke Gaffney, and it was that splitter that just stayed a little too far up in the zone. Didn't have as much dive as it's had the rest of the night. Just enough for the Razorback to send that one deep into the left center. And trying to keep this 2-out rally going, it's going to be Gaffney, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Had one of the double plays. And for Jones, that was his first home run of the summer. Had 4 back in the spring, but gets his first one in his 58th plate appearance. One count to the right-hander. There's a chopper to Mason White. Mason White throws it over to DeTalo. DeTalo stretching for out number 3. But it's going to be the Commodores who finally strike first here at Gulf Fuller Field. They lead 3-0 as we enter the top of the 7th.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Back here for the top of the 7th. Commodores strike first. But we'll send it over to our good friend Matt Coates.
Thanks, Nico. Perfect timing here to send it over for this hit, because it's time for those cardiac Hawks that I was talking about just a few innings ago, guys. Including in this stretch of cardiac Hawks baseball, guys, is a few home runs. Over the past 8 games, guys, we've seen 7 homers from our guys, including 2 multi-home run games for the team. The long ball bandits Dalton Bargo, Kane Kepley, Anthony Silva, Michael DeTalo, Eric Snow, and Mason White. And surprisingly, guys, the only man who has gone deep twice in those 8 games is Kane Kepley. That is the man who is leading the Cape Cod Baseball League in walks and is second in the league in on-base percentage. And Jacob, you know who he's sitting right behind. That's your main man, Nick Groves, with a .512 on-base percentage. And he is getting on base more than 1 out of every 2 times he steps into that batter's box. Those walks and maybe a few of those long balls are going to be a great recipe to come back in this affair, guys.
Thank you, Coach. And it's going to take a Cardiac Hawks to come back here, going down 3 runs in that 6th inning. And on the mound for the Commodores, they're going to get a new arm. It's going to be the right-handed pitcher, number 12, Nick Gravel.
Yeah, Nick Gravel out of Keystone College, Division III. Had an ERA of 6 this past spring, and so far this summer, 7.71. He's a senior from Sydney, New York. And another one of these D3 guys that Falmouth putting their trust in. We've seen one already today in Justin Lessing. And now we're going to see how Gravel will fare against this bottom of the order for the Harbor Hawks that has been so deadly these past few games.
And for the Harbor Hawks, it's going to be Cannon Peebles, Nick Groves, Carson Bowles due up, and back-to-back lefties. And it's going to be Carson Bowles staying in the right-handed batter's box for the Hawks this half inning. First pitch to Peebles. Big swing, comes up empty from the left-hander.
Gravel pitched a 1/3 of an inning to try and close out Hyannis' walk-off win versus the Commodores back on the 10th. Comes in here trying to go for big spot.
A big breaking ball, and Peebles not able to hold up on it, and Gravel's quickly up in the count 0-2.
Anytime you get such a big swing on a fastball like that, you know that he's hunting it. So what he does there is he drops the breaking ball in the same tunnel right underneath it, and Peebles swings over it.
That's going to be a drop third strike. Peebles down looking. Muddler flips it on over to first base just in time to get Peebles down the line. And Peebles goes down looking.
Hey, just great pitching from Nick Gravel there. But great awareness by Cannon Peebles to try go run it out down the line. Now Nick Groves stands in.
Nick Groves 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him is a fastball. Just catch the bottom part of the corner, 0-1. This is a guy that the Harbor Hawks won't be able to have for much longer. So we're looking at what could be one of the last at-bats for Nick Groves. 0-1 fastball catching the outer half.
Especially with how this game has gone. It's going to be tough for Nick to get another AB.
Left-hander batter in the box. Groves down 0-2. Fastball trying to climb the ladder. Groves doesn't go for it. 1-2.
That plate discipline is so impressive from Groves. Very rare that you see him chase. And again, with 2 strikes, he's going to be one of the tougher guys to get out.
And the 1-2 pitch down in the dirt. And Groves able to work the count back to even at 2-2. Once again, Groves is the guy who continues to find his way on. We keep talking about his on-base percentage. Currently has a .359 batting average as well to go alongside with it. The 2-2 from the right-handers, that slow breaking ball. Groves able to keep the at-bat alive with the foul ball down the first base line.
Yeah, clipped his foot on the foul ball as well. Comes up favoring that right foot just a little, but signaled to the umpire that he's fine and right back in the box.
Do it again here at 2-2 with 1 out. Fastball in on the hands of Nick Groves and just catches a piece of him. And Groves able to find his way on base once again by the hit by pitch.
Can't be denied first base. Nick Groves and first base go together like peanut butter and jelly at this point so far this year. He has been able to find it time and time again, and Hyannis looking for Carson Bowles to have his first hit of the summer in a big spot for them.
And Nick Groves in first base, yeah, peanut butter and jelly, baked beans and rice, burger and fries as he gets a stolen base attempt and just able to slide past the glove of Willits. And Groves putting pressure on defense once again with the stolen base.
And I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a tag attempt by Jack Bell as Nick Groves taps him on the rear to kind of appreciate that attempt. Jack Bell somehow scooped that out of the dirt while diving for it and then went to swipe for the tag, just not in time, or maybe he missed the tag, but nearly an impossible play.
Jack Bell just showing his athleticism he possesses.
1-1 to Carson Bowles. Harbor Hawks now running scoring position in Groves at second base. Bowles 0 for 2 looking for his first hit as he has his first game as a Harbor Hawk this summer. Breaking ball down the zone, 2-1. Harbor Hawks still looking for that first timely hit to provide a run. And we've talked about it all game long. Harbor Hawks are a team that scores by production. They have had timely hits and worked runners on all year round. That's going to be a high chopper to Willits, the shortstop. He throws a strong throw to first base, getting Carson Bowles by a step. And there's going to be 2 outs with Grove still standing on second.
And Bowles still looking for that first hit, as Groves did have to stay at second base since the ball was hit pretty much right at him.
Next up, we have the Florida State Seminole Jackson West, who currently sits at 6 RBIs on the year. First pitch to him is a breaking ball. It gets behind Mudler. Nick Groves going to have good dirt ball read, pop-up slide over to third base, and he is 90 feet away with 2 outs.
Great awareness from Nick Groves. As soon as he saw it hit the dirt and get away from Mudler, he was on his horse to get over to third. Does a good job of putting himself 90 feet from home for Hyannis to try and get their first run of the evening.
1-0 count to the left-handed Seminole. And that's going to be a hard line drive right to dead center, and Gavin Turley, not having to move much, makes the play. And the Harbor Hawks strand a runner once again. Score is still 3-0 as we enter the 8th.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
New pitching change for the Harbor Hawks. As we enter bottom half of the 6th, it's going to be Chandler Dorsey, the right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, and Chandler Dorsey from Southern Florida, transferring to LSU, a sophomore, 6'4", 222 pounds, a big guy standing on the bump. this season in 26 appearances, 30 innings pitched. He had a 3.6 ERA, 41-16 K to walk ratio, and opposing hitters hit just 180 against him. So was very successful this season at USF, and hoping to translate that success into the Cape League and then into the SEC next spring.
He comes in for his first inning of work of the summer. Seen a lot of summer debuts in this ball game alone. Final stat line for Cade Brown: 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. There was 1 long ball hit by Jason Jones. Due up this inning, it's going to be Donovan LaSalle, Mudler, and Jack Bell, 7, 8, 9 for the Falmouth Commodores.
And LaSalle up at the plate now, trying to provide a little bit more insurance for the Commodores, who, they're in a good spot right now, up 3-0, but again, a team ERA over 5.8 this season, so absolutely essential that they're able to put up as many runs as they can. As that breaking ball is outside, 2-0.
And Chandler Dorsey's first 2 pitches of the summer, 2 breaking balls, just missing glove side from the right-hander. That's going to be a fastball down the zone. 3-0 count here. First 3 pitches just missing for the future LSU Tiger. Slow windup from Dorsey. 86 mile per hour fastball, just catching the inside corner for a strike.
Donovan LaSalle, drafted in the 19th round by the Royals in 2023.
A 3-1 breaking ball, not able to come in on that inside half. It's going to be a first leadoff walk for Donovan LaSalle.
And it gets the Commodores back out in front here to try and go get a couple more runs and increase their lead with 3. And it feels like with Hyannis' hitting contagion that they can get hot quick when they need to.
And Jacob, now would be a great time for your prediction to come true. Get a double play ball for the second of the day.
And it's
certainly need it.
It's going to be the catcher, Seth Mudler, the Oklahoma Sooner at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a base hit and a ground ball, 3 unassisted to Michael DeTalo. Back in the 5th. First pitch to him, right in on the hands, 0-1. Chandler Dorsey sets. Slide step fastball breaks right in. Jackson West able to keep it in front of him. Counts even at 1-1. For Dorsey making his first outing, and he's got a fastball. He's got that big looping curveball, and he also has like a tight slider in his arsenal, and there's the curveball right there, just catching the bottom half of the plate. Count is now 1-2 to the left-hander Mudler. One-two count, and just like Stevens, he has that 12-6 breaking ball, but he's also like that slurve, but he also has a slider to go in behind it that's a little more firm. Fastball in on the hands, ground ball to Eric Snow. Eric Snow flips it to the shortstop, and it's going to be the second double play of the game. And Jacob Irons, tip your cap, and you made that call. The Harbor Hawks broadcast booth now 2 for 2 on the day on the pitcher's best friend.
Snow's doing a great job to stay with it. Tips off the glove of Dorsey there, and Snow stays with it, and it's a great job by White getting over to the second base bag quickly and up and quickly getting it to Tatalo was Mason White for the double play. And right like that, just when Taylor Dorsey needed it, he gets it.
Gets in a big moment there, really hoping to keep this score at 3-0 are the Harbor Hawks. And 2 outs here for the 9-hole Jack Bell, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts. And the 1-0 to him is a fastball, 92 miles per hour, just catching the outer corner.
In his collegiate season, Dorsey would get up to 96 miles an hour with the fastball, so a little bit softer today.
And the 1-1 tried to backdoor that slider. Counts now 2-1. Two-1 here to the left-hander Jack Bell, future Horned Frog. That pitch just catching the outer half. Evens the count to 2-2 here with 2 outs. Chandler Dorsey gets the sign. Slow windup and the leg kick. It's going to be a breaking ball fouled off into the trees. Brought back in from the netting. 2-2.
Great job by Dorsey here after getting that double play. Finds himself ahead. Trying to work in a big spot to get the Harbor Hawks bats back up in the top of the 8th.
2-2 breaking ball, spiked and gets the swing strike. Drop third strike. Jackson West throws it over to Michael Detallo for out number 3. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning thanks to the double play from LaSalle. Scores still 3-0 as we enter the 8th.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your team.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Nick Gravel comes in for his second inning of work. Harbor Hawks have a great opportunity here to chip away at this 3-0 lead with Kane Kepley, Eric Snow, and Michael Detallo. The 1, 2, and 3 due up in this lineup.
And this is your chance if you're the Harbor Hawks to get something going. Trailing by 3 runs, you got to start to chip away in this inning.
First pitch fastball. Left up in the zone. Kane Kepley up in the count 1-0.
For Hyannis, if you want to try and create some offense, this is the time to do it.
And now 1-0 down the zone. Now 2-0. And this has been the part of the order that's been manufacturing the runs the most. You have Kepley, who him and Groves, when it comes to on-base percentage, lead the league. Fastball out and away, and Kepley ahead in the count now 3-0.
For Hyannis, this game is big. Katuitt was able to pick up the win, so you want to try and stay pace with the Kettleers.
The 3-0 to Kepley. That one's up and away, and Kane Kepley gets his 30th walk of the summer.
Big walk there to lead things off to get himself aboard for Eric Snow. Here on the top of the 8th for Hyannis to try and get back to even.
Eric Snow has really been a little bit behind, a little bit late on balls today, but has really made an effort to work the opposite way. His hit happened to come on a ball he actually rolled over on.
And first pitch gets a great jump. It's Kane Kepley, and all Mother can do is stand up and look at him. As Kepley, with his speed, got a great jump. He goes in sliding safely.
Kane Kepley, it was like he was running the 100-meter dash right there. Took off and never looked back, showing pure speed and athleticism to go grab second.
UNC Tar Heels got themselves a good one in Kane Kepley. Eric Snow takes another one up in the zone. He is up in the count 2-0 as Gravel is struggling to throw strikes this inning.
And now you know Kane Kepley is timing up Gravel, seeing if he could get a good jump on him.
The 2-0 foul tipped off the glove of Mudler. Two-1 count to Eric Snow. His batting average 367 on the summer. He's been swinging it incredibly well from the right-hander. That's that breaking ball catching the shin of Eric Snow.
Yeah, that does not feel good for Snow, and he stuck in there, did not budge to get out of the way, and kind of wore that off a spot that, you know, there's not a lot of padding there. So he's going to take a minute to shake that off, and it's not going to matter anyways because we're going to get a mound visit.
And the Commodores do have a right-hander up and going in the bullpen. And that gives us a chance to take a look on the scores that's going on around the league. Have some finals in there, Jacob Irons.
Now we've got 3 finals. One of them, Katuitt Cavaliers taking down the Orleans Firebirds 6-5 this evening at Lowell Park. At Red Wilson Field, it's the Red Sox getting back to their winning ways. They won 4-1 over the Wareham Gatemen, who drop a game. Then another final, it's Brewster taking care of business for the Harwich Mariners, who cannot buy themselves a win currently as they fall 7-0. Then the only other game going on currently, it's in the stretch time in 7 over at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, as the Anglers lead 7-3 over the Bourne Braves. And that's your around the league scoreboard.
Big game over there. Whitey Red Sox taking care of the Wareham Gatemen, allows the Katuitt Cavaliers to get a game closer to them, and it's going to allow the Harbors, if they are able to find their way back into this game, to move up a game to the Wareham Gatemen, who've been sitting comfortably in the number 1 spot. It's been a 1-game differential for the most part, but so far Wareham's still able to stay in that top spot. Number 13, Michael DeTalo, the debut Patriot, comes on. No outs, runners on first and second. He stands as the tying run. Nick Gravel looks over in his 24th pitch of the afternoon. Curveball down in the zone, and that one called for a strike, catching the bottom corner. And Gravel gets up ahead of Michael DeTalo, 0-1. High leg kick. Another breaking ball, that one staying in the middle of the zone. Freezes DeTalo. Now he's ahead on the count, 0-2.
DeTalo good with 2 strikes. He's going to have to shorten up that swing a little bit, try to go the opposite field.
He has that approach already. Fastball out and away. 1-2 count.
And when he hit his walk-off sac fly to right field, it was in an 0-2 count. So has experience in big moments so far this summer.
It's a guy who does not panic in big moments. Big breaking ball fouled off the foot of the Patriot as he'll walk it off.
And now we saw it when Nick Groves fouled a ball off his own foot, but a lot of times in baseball when a hitter fouls a ball off themselves, the pitcher's going to probably come inside on the next pitch and try to get that in their head of, you know, being a little bit worried, have that second thought creep into your mind like, oh, I don't want to do that again.
And the 1-2 breaking ball down in the dirt. DeTalo able to spin on it, 2-2.
Great work for Michael DeTalo there. Pitch that came across, Started out by the chest into the zone and cut away. Showing great discipline to stay off of it.
Count back to even at 2-2. Fastball up in the zone. Michael Natal staying alive, fouls it off into the kids section down the first base line.
You could tell he's still feeling that foul ball a little bit as he walks around behind home plate trying to keep it loose.
Caden Kepley at second base. Eric Snow at first. Still a 3-0 ball game here. Nick Gravel, seventh pitch. Caden Kepley is in motion. A breaking ball fouled away down the third base line once again. And Kepley got a great jump over at second base.
And it was a little bit of an interesting jump there. Eric Snow staying put over at first. It was just Kepley going to try and grab third on that design steal.
And really what that shows is that was Kepley doing it on his own. No sign from Carricker. Kepley has the green light.
And the leg kick down to the Tala fastball, just catching the lower end. And after an 8-pitch at-bat, Datala goes down looking.
Just frozen with the fastball. Had thrown a few breaking balls that started on the outside corner and then dropped low and away. So that time, Datalo, seeing that pitch in the same tunnel, decides not to swing, and it ends up being a strike.
Head coach Jeff Trunding going to go back out to the mound and make a pitching change. We'll let you know who the new Commodore arm is right after this.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks! Hey Cape Cod, we're Bourne Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our number one goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
The new arm for the Falmouth Commodores will be number 36, Gavin Wilhelm, out of San Antonio, Texas, the Duke Blue Devil.
Yeah, transferring to the Duke Blue Devils from Washburn University. Just 13 games pitched in, ERA of 11 there. So he's going to get an opportunity in a really big spot against Mason White, who has struck out quite a bit this season, not really having the best season that, we know that he's capable of, but if you're looking for a long ball to tie up this ball game, he is certainly capable of providing that. Runners on first and second, he is the tying run at the plate.
And Wilhelm has that tall 6'5" frame, right-handed pitcher. Mason White has shown off the power already this summer. Big pull side swing from the left-hander from Arizona. One out here, still Kane Kepley and Eric Snow at second and first. Dirt ball read, fastball down the dirt. And both Kepley and Eric Snow move 90 feet closer.
And that's a big pitch from Wilhelm, spiking it, allowing the potential first and second runs for Hyannis to get into scoring position here with one out. Now an out could bring home a run. The infield is playing normal depth.
And the 1-0 fastball fouled just down the first base line. Mason White catching that one out ahead and just a little early.
Yeah, clearly sitting fastball, too, because that was a fastball on the inner part of the plate, and Mason White turned on it.
1-1 to Mason White, and there's that slider, 79 miles per hour. Fouled off.
What makes Mason White so powerful at under 6 feet is the whip that he has on the bat barrel. He fires the barrel through the zone, and very quick hands, great bat speed.
And the 1-2 to him. 82 mile per hour pitch stays up and away.
But here with 2 strikes, I wouldn't expect him to really get many pitches to hit. He is prone to chase. I would expect something in the dirt here.
2-2 breaking ball in the dirt. Kane Kepley comes in with his speed standing. And it's now 3-1. Falmouth Commodores still lead. Eric Snell now only 90 feet away in a 3-2 count.
And there you get that pitch in the dirt, but just spiked it. Not a competitive pitch. Really never an opportunity for Mason White to think that's a strike out of the hand, and ends up getting past Mudler for the first run of the game for the Hawks.
Right-handed pitcher, Wilhelm. High fly ball going down the left field line. Ranging to it is Karen LaSalle, and that one just falling foul. As the 3, Carey, Willits, and LaSalle ranging to it.
A big full count pitch. That was a fastball right down the middle. One of those times where, that's the pitch that you're going to get to hit in an AB. And Mason White clearly looking for something else, reacting to the fastball.
Mason White currently has 8 RBIs on the summer. 3-2 pitch to him. Hard line drive down the first base. Doing a great job. It's keeping in front of him. Gaffney flips it over to the pitcher, Wilhelm, for out number 2. But that's going to score Eric Snow. And the Harbor Hawks are within 1 at 3-2.
And a productive at-bat for Mason White. The run comes in to score on the wild pitch, and then he puts the ball in play with 2 strikes and allows the second run to score. So now you have this game within 1 run, and where even if you're not able to get that run here in the 8th inning, you've still got another chance in the 9th.
Now you're only 1 swing away, and now due up is the birthday boy, 0 for 3 on the day, Anthony Silva. First pitch, the fastball, 92 miles per hour. Big swing from Silva.
For Silva, could use a nice birthday present here of his 2nd home run of the summer, and a big spot for Hyannis to try and get even with the Commodores.
0-1 to Silva is a slider. Front door just catching the inner part, 0-2. It's going to be San Antonio over San Antonio. Here with both Wilhelm and Silva from San Antonio, Texas. And the 0-2 to the Horned Frog, down and away.
See if this is another time where Silva can fight back, down 0-2, and bring it back to a full count.
The 1-2 to Silva, front door slider not coming in enough, staying too much inside to the right-hander Silva. Silva able to work to get back into the count here at 2-2.
Doing a good job. We talked about battled average. With 2 strikes, how does he approach?
Silva's 2-2, front door slider gets him swinging. Harbor Hawks find a way to get 2 across to make it 1 swing away as they will go into the 9th. But first we'll enter the bottom of the 8th. But even before that, let's send it over to our good friend Josie Broyles.
Thanks, Nico. Hawks are currently in 3rd place in the West Division here on the Cape, and the team is in a good position for the rest of the season, but another weirder game for the Hawks. This is the 3rd game in the past few days where they've really struggled to get some runs on the board early on.
Last time the Hawks played Falmouth, I was actually able to talk to Mitch Carricker about what he usually does in positions like these ones. And he said when handling things more specifically like nerves in the middle of the game, he really just likes to be able to stay ahead of it, have a plan, and focus on what they're going to do throughout the rest of the game. He also mentioned the importance of focusing on the performance of the players during times like these and not so much the other team. He's put it by saying just make sure they come out of the game playing good baseball, and that's what's really important when the team finds themselves in kind of positions like these ones. But they have 2 more runs on the board at this point, so let's see what happens.
And we're going to see what happens here. Big moment in a big game. Thank you for that, Josie Broyles. It's going to be a close one here, and we're going to see if the Harbor Hawks, had another slow start, but their pitching staff putting up a bunch of zeros in behind them as well. And this pitching staff will go into the bullpen deeper once again, as it'll be the southpaw, number 26, Dominic Carbone, making his way into the ballgame.
Yeah, and Carbone looked pretty good in his last appearance, has struggled a little bit at times this season, but freshman out of Coastal Carolina, left-hander at 5'10", a sinker slider changeup guy, kind of at that lower 3/4 arm angle. So gonna be tough to see coming out of the hands for left-handers, but he's got a couple of righties here in this inning.
And for Carbone, the biggest thing is to get out of this half inning without allowing another run to cross. 1 run feels very doable for Hyannis to try and go grab it in the top of the 9th. It's going to be really big for them to try and hone in here, get these 3 outs, and get back to pick up the lumber.
And for Carbone, again, he's going to be a sinker, slider, changeup guy, and we've seen him. It's been 2 different Carbones we've seen, and when he keeps that ball down in the zone, keeps that sinker and changeup especially down and letting that pitch, getting that downward tilt that he wants it to get. He's had a lot of success. It's when that sinker or chin stays up in the zone, it kind of flattens out, where these hitters have taken advantage of it. He goes up against the top half of this Falmouth Commodore lineup. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3. Willits, Carey, and Turley due up here in the 8th. Jackson Willits making his way up. The Oklahoma Sooner 0 for 3 on the day. Harbor Hawks able to keep him quiet so far tonight. Willits hitting over 300 at a batting average of 310. First pitch to him, the sinker missing low and away. And you can see Willits making the hand gesture to the dugout, which we've seen a lot of good communication between teams. Let him know first pitch was a sinker there. 1-0 to the Sooner. And back-to-back sinkers. Willits able to foul that one off. Carbone comes in for his 5th appearance of the summer. And we've seen him come into middle to late part of the ball games, and no different here. Harbor Hawks able to come in within 1 run, and they're going to go to the Coastal Carolina southpaw as there's another foul ball off the netting.
John Schiffner wearing it like a champ right there, the bench coach for the Falmouth Commodores. Came back, hit him. Came down off the top of the dugout, giving a nice emphatic wave that he's all okay.
Back-to-back strikes for Carbone. Count is 1 and 2. All sinkers from him so far. And it's going to be another sinker that stays up in the zone. And just getting past the diving glove of Mason White. And Willits finds himself on first base thanks to the line drive base hit.
And Carbone had been throwing sinker after sinker that at bat on the outside part of the plate. That one kind of just hung in the top of the zone, middle. And Jackson Willits hit it right back where it came from for the leadoff single.
And it's going to be getting that sinker down. He's been getting down all that bat, and he had success in keeping Willits off balance and using that pitch to his liking, but that one just staying flat through the zone, and Willits is able to take advantage of it. Dylan Carey shows drag bunt there, pulls it back. That sinker missing low and away. Carey 0 for 2, but did have a walk and would later score thanks to the RBI double from Trent Caraway. Leg lift pickoff from Carbone, throws it over to Willits, who comes back in standing.
For Carbone here, trying to get a pitcher's best friend like you always said, Nico.
He is a sinker guy, so we'll see if he gets that one down the zone. He misses that one up in the zone, 90 miles per hour. Dylan Carey up in the count, 2-0. Hitters count, and this has been a guy who's found himself with a lot of success so far this summer. Plays shortstop as well, finding third base. Ground ball, Anthony Silva. Silva picks it like a booger, throws it over to Eric Snow. Back to first base, not able to get the double play. Dylan Carey able to beat that one out.
It was a great pick by Anthony Silva, a high chopper that he was able to pick off the lip of the infield grass into the glove. Silva quickly getting his hip square to make the throw over to White. It just couldn't beat out the speedy carry down the first base line, but does get the lead runner and gets an out.
Nico Sharp just admitted to picking his nose on live television.
Shout out to the high school coach, Coach Howard. That was something he's always said. And the leg lift pickoff gets Dylan Carey going and throws it over to Eric Snow at second base. And a great timing pickoff from Dominic Carbone. And we have 2 outs.
And you know, Nico, when you said that, I did have an immediate thought, like, that sounds like something that a high school baseball coach would say. Got some of the best quotes you could possibly get for, like, the best one-liners.
Absolutely. So, once again, thank you, Coach Howard, for that one. Can't take the credit for that quote. First pitch to Gavin Turley in for a ball, 1-0.
Well, you guys were talking about boogers there for a quick sec. Dominic Carbone's able to get 2 outs pretty quickly and now trying to take on Gavin Turley to go 1-2-3 in a very unconventional way.
Hard line drive over to the fans down in right field. That one falling between the bleachers, 1-1.
Has himself ahead at a 1-1 there for Carbone to deal to Turley.
One. Turley has a single and a hit by a pitch. Hasn't let go of the bat today. For those following Josh Analytics, counts 2-1.
For Carbone here. He's trying to shore up this AB and get Hyannis back to the dugouts.
Turley into a hitter's count here at 2-1. Carbone tries to have a backdoor slider missing up in the zone. 3-1. Turley's 1 for 2. Hit by a pitch, struck out. Another guy who came around to score on that 2-out RBI double from Caraway. That backdoor slider catching part of the plate. Fools the count to 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trent Caraway on deck, the designated hitter. The 3-2 is a chopper over to Eric Snow. Eric Snow comes in, picks it, throws it over to first base. Atalo for out number 3. And it is time to go for the Harbor Hawks. They're 3 outs away. We'll enter the top of the 9th. 3-2, Commodores still lead.
They're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference. Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
This game still unwritten as we enter the top of the 9th. Harbor Hawks down by 1. It's going to be Cannon Peebles, Nick Groves, and Carson Bowles due up here with 3 outs remaining. And it's going to be Gavin Wilhelm trying to shut the door, coming in for his second inning of work. First pitch, the left-hander Peebles up in the zone.
For Hyannis here, it's do or die in a big spot. Trying to get 1 run to see the bottom of the 9th.
Wilhelm's 14th pitch. Fastball just catching the bottom corner. One and one game, 1 swing away. Breaking ball, Peebles swings right through it, 1-2.
And a big spot for Peebles. If he can get on base here, you got Nick Groves up next, and it would put a whole lot of pressure on Wilhelm.
1-2 count here to Peebles, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Tries to check his swing and able to. Breaking ball down in the dirt. Evens the count to 2s.
See Dalton Bargo in the Hyannis dugout with his helmet on, just in case he gets called upon to pinch hit.
He's a guy who's had some heroics lately, had the walk-off a couple days ago. Breaking ball missing arm side from the right-handed pitcher, Wilhelm.
And Peebles taking a good ball there to get the count full.
3 balls, 2 strikes out of the line is Wilhelm. Breaking ball missing out and away. Once again, the Harbor Hawks get the leadoff man on here in the 9th.
There's the start you needed. Cannon Peebles works his way from the 2-strike count into a full count, and now we're going to get a Casey Hintz to pinch run for him at first base.
Casey Hintz is a guy who Harbor Hawks are asked to do just about everything. Here we see him in left field, seen him on the mound, seen him at the plate, and now coming in for another pinch running appearance. Second time he has made the call to put the legs in place.
And he was a big reason yesterday why Hyannis was able to hold on for the win. Pitched really well when he came into the game as a pitcher.
First pitch to Nick Groves. Nick Groves shows bunt, back pick over to first base. Casey Hintz just going back in, standing.
Ooh, that was a close one. Mudler doing a good job to go for the back pick.
Carson Bowles supposed to be the man on deck. Currently it's Dalton Bargo, number 30, who is standing in the on-deck circle. Nick Groves shows bunt, fouls it straight back and up in the air over the netting. And 0-2 count here to Groves. We saw a couple games ago, Blake Cavill down 0-2, still showed bunt and fouled and end up hitting a foul ball on the bunt, striking out. We'll see if they force Groves to put the bunt down or if he's a free swinger here, 0-2. Pick off over to Casey Hintz. Casey Hintz goes back in, standing again. Oh-2 here to Groves. He's been one of the better Harbor Hawks now with 2 strikes. Breaking ball back door, staying away. Groves taking that slider out and away, 1-2.
Yeah, good pitch to take, and we've talked about it. Nick Groves with 2 strikes does not mean he's out of the at bat by any means. Works for pitches yesterday in 2 0-2s that he was able to work 2 walks out of.
Slide step fastball up in the zone. Groves able to hold the trigger there, and he goes down 0-2 and works him back into an even count at 2s.
Lots of Falmouth fans have cleared out so far, but the ones that are here are making some noise.
2-2 to Groves, back door, just catching the corner. Nick Groves goes down looking for the huge first out of the inning.
Groves really not happy. We have not seen him argue any calls all season long, and that one borderline bottom of the zone yelling, that's not a strike.
That's going to be a pinch hitter for the Harbor Hawks official. It's going to be Dalton Barger who's going to come up. They're going to switch the right-handed bat for another lefty. Dalton Barger again had the heroics. A couple games ago with the walk-off hit to the opposite field and left center. See if he's got any more theatrics left in him as the first pitch, the fastball out and away. Called strike on the corner.
At 89-mile-an-hour pitch.
Dalton Bargo, the Tennessee Volunteer, pick off over to Casey Hintz. Casey Hintz back in standing. 3 picks off over him, and he's yet to get dirty.
You wonder if they would send Casey Hintz.
The 0-1, fastball out and away. 1-1. It's got to be one of those situations where you got to trust Casey Hintz, and if he feels like he has a beat, you can only go if you know you can make it. You have the time, you have the jump. Want to keep the pressure on the Commodores.
He does not have a stolen base this season.
One count to the Volunteer. Delivers 90 miles per hour right at the bottom part of the zone. Counts now 1-2 as the Commodore faithful get up and loud.
One out, Jackson West is on deck.
The 1-2, Casey Hintz goes, high fly ball towards left field. Working under is LaSalle. Retrieving back to first base, and now 1 out away are the Falmouth Commodores.
And I like the send there. You put Hintz in motion, knowing that if the ball is put in play, maybe a base hit, he's able to get to third base. Had time to time up Wilhelm a little bit, so maybe they send him again here with 2 strikes, try to put him in scoring position for Jackson West.
For the Commodores, it's going to be a southpaw going in the bullpen down the right field line. Wilhelm uses his first disengagement.
Maybe if they lose Jackson West, who's the 9-hitter today, you bring in the lefty to face Kane Kepley on deck.
First pitch of the Seminole. Fastball right in for a strike. Wilhelm attacking these Harbor Hawk hitters here early, down 0-1. Casey Hintz still standing over at first base. Pinch ran for Cannon Peebles, who walked earlier. Another pickoff over to first. Hintz going back in safely. Jackson West standing in as the go-ahead run. Hintz at first as the tying run. Breaking ball. Great job by Mudler to keep that one right at his feet.
Mudler has had a busy day behind the dish. A lot of pitches in the dirt. Some he has not been able to stop, but a good portion of them he has. And a very high level of difficulty as well.
And a big moment here, too. Keeps the runner away from scoring position. Hard ground ball over to second base. It's going to be Bell fielding over. Gets the out number 3, and the Commodores will get the victory 3-2 against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Increase their record to 9-17.
You got to love the fight from the Harbor Hawks at the end. Obviously, there's going to be days where you don't get the bats going. Today, one of those days, but Falmouth, they pitched a really nice game. They threw strikes. They lived on the corners. Their command was good all day long, and at the end of the day, able to get the outs when it mattered most.
Yeah, they got the outs when they needed to, and for Hyannis, we came in talking about the timely hits in big spots, and that moment just couldn't find a timely hit when they needed it the most. But the Beauty, supposed to be a rainout yesterday, gets right back to action to take on Orleans at Eldridge Park tomorrow, trying to get back to their winning ways.
You have a chance to get back to your winning ways indeed. It will be right back on the road tomorrow night. Orleans Firebirds drop their game tonight. Hyannis drop their game tonight as well. Both teams looking for a victory. Falmouth Commodores able to topple over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 3-2. We'll see you tomorrow night. For Nico Sharp, Jacob Irons, Josh Schreiber, sideline reporters Matt Coates, Josie Broyles, and our production crew Dan Bodolino and Chase Avery. We will see you tomorrow night for the Orleans Firebirds versus Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.